Rich Mitch, I love you. Yeah, buddy! Rich Mitch, I love you. Yeah, buddy!
Oh, shit.
I love you. Yeah, buddy! That only ever happens here on this stream, doesn't it? I'm going to say, what a beautiful day. I've got a Sunday free, so I thought Rich Mitch and I would hit you up with a live stream, spend a couple hours talking about perfume, because it's probably the only thing that makes any of us happy, isn't it, Rich? How you been?
Man, there's no probably about it, man. It's definitely the only thing that's happening. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. All the boys are gone. We had breakfast this morning and I took them back. It's Halloween and the oldest is working. So on my way home, it's just like the sky is absolutely beautiful. The sun is out. The sky is blue. The clouds are out. Fall is here. The leaves are falling. The colors are really coming out in that perfect that fall effect, brown, green, yellow, reds, they're really deep. And they just made me really happy just, being present with them and observing them. And they put a big smile on my face. And I thought, you know what? It's happiness is just so simple. It doesn't need to be complicated. And a lot of the times it feels like I'm trying to overdo it. But, in that moment, I thought, let's do a live stream. What better way to enjoy our day than have a live stream and talk about perfume with some of our favorite people? So, how have you been?
The weather here is absolutely foul. It's like the blasted heath. There's wind, there's rain, there's darkness, there's evil. There are ghosts in the air. There are children on the streets.
Children in the streets. Yeah, a little.
Well, children in the air and ghosts on the streets. Depend whichever way you want it, really.
Right.
Scary times. A Halloween feast. But there we are.
Are you going trick or treating?
No. It's always tricks with me. Never any treats. Although my perfume haul did arrive, so
I think you've been treating yourself quite comfortably lately. Quite generously.
Right. I've been treating myself, that's right. I've got some of them here. I've been giving them a whiff. I'm glad it arrived. If anybody wasn't aware, the haul did arrive eventually. It came on Friday. I actually intercepted the UPS man. And I was like, Mr. UPS man, you've got a parcel for me. And he was like, yes, I do. I was like, give it. And he did. So that was nice. And yes, I have. I'm already in discussions over the next one. I'm an evil man. Oh.
You having discussions over what? Your next haul?
Yes. I'm getting a couple of factices. I'm gonna get a Chorus factice.
What are those gonna cost to ship? Are you getting them from Enchanté?
I am. And it's gonna be, I don't know what it's gonna be to ship, but the actual Chorus factice itself is about 280 Canadian, so about 150 quid. But I've got to have it.
250 quid?
250 US Canadian dollars
for a factice.
For a factice.
You can get the vintage Chorus for cheaper than that.
I know, but I've got vintage. I am actually getting a vintage Chorus off them as well, to be fair.
Rudy.
I've got to have the factice. Those factices go for hundreds. They're outrageous.
What are you going to do with it? It's just like...
I'm going to sleep next to it. I'm going to spoon it. Yes, I'm going to spoon it.
You can use it as a pillow, right?
Yes, that's right. It's I might put like a tea cozy on it or a Chorus cozy. Make it nice and soft. Get comfortable with it. It's going to be great. I've got nowhere to put it. This is my next thing as well. Like I've literally started looking already for a what have I started looking for? I've started looking for a new bureau type thing. This one has no more room. I've run out of room. I've run out of room for my perfume. So
Oh, like a shelf sort of thing, like storage space.
yeah, I need a new storage solution. This one's finished. This one is full, absolutely full to the brim. I don't know whether to get another bureau or whether to go for like a bigger sort of
Get like a
shelving.
big ass display case so you can prop everything up nicely and show it, and it'll look better in videos. And
Yeah,
it'll be more organized.
the problem I've got with that is that I like to have it closed off. I like to have like like with the bureau, I can like lift the shelf up and then it's closed, completely sealed.
You can get shelving like this with doors or glass doors or solid doors or whatever you want. There's all kinds of options.
I'm trying to try and get a vintage one though. I'm gonna try and get like a second hand.
Of course you are.
Definitely gonna get a vintage one because the cheapest chips you can pay like 30 quid for them. Send it to like a joiner and just get it tarted up a bit. Absolutely fabulous.
Right.
Oh,
I've got my shelves are filling up quite nicely on the top shelves, but the bottoms there's lots of space still. So I've got at least another 6 months to go before I can fill them up completely before I need new shelving. You remember when I moved into this place, I had only one shelf, and that was 2 years ago. October 2019, I moved in here, and I had one shelf. So in 2 years, I've filled another shelf.
Good man. Round of applause. Well done. Applaud. What's Bobby?
Yeah. I don't know where that's going to take me in the next 2 years. We'll see. But what's everybody wearing? Let us know what you're wearing. Rich, what are you wearing?
Oh, hey. I dropped the ball at the day. I'm wearing pure malt.
Oh,
I'd
rather not have known that. Why did you tell me that?
Well, I'm a horrible man. It is Halloween, and I try to fight you.
I cannot forgive you for this. I won't talk shit about you behind your back. I'll respect your decisions, but
they are terrible.
It's terrible,
I did regret it because it gave us a headache. I think it gave us a headache compared to everything else, but I think I might have woken up a little bit like prone to a headache, and then the pure malt just came along and just bang, I've had a headache all day.
Therapy. I'm not familiar with Musc therapy.
Wearing Musc therapy.
Oh, Sauvage Parfum. Zing. Good one. Dante Bra. Good. A Podium. I like it. I'm okay with it the way it looks now. I don't want to complicate things. I can see, like, when you come up to my shelves closer, you can see just how much weight is on there because the shelves are starting to bow. They sag in the center.
Yes. I'll tell you something about my bureau as well. Like it's like a big open space. It's a big open space that you see, right? And then there are like drawers. I've got 3 drawers, and when I open the drawers, right, the shave off the rails. So I've got wood shavings on the inside of the shelves. So that's when I knew. I thought, oh bloody hell, I better get it. I better get something new, something stronger, something made of oak.
I've been contemplating getting custom bottles made, and in doing so, just kind of looking at what is out there. And I have to say, I think Xerjoff is one of my favorite bottles in the niche sector, the packaging wise. I don't care so much about boxes, but I do really like those bottles. I'm
not a fan of anything Xerjoff does, to be honest with you.
Somehow I'm not surprised.
It just not very good.
We're talking about just the packaging wise.
Right. So the packaging wise, it's interesting, but it's not to my taste. Those lids make them feel like lopsided. You know how there's like a lot of lid at like one point, and then there's like it's lower down at the front. I prefer a symmetrical lid.
So you like something more, symmetrical.
Yeah.
Something more balanced.
Yeah, I'll tell you something else as well. I've got a bottle of Iquitos by Alain Delon, and it's rounded on one side and it's sharp on the other. Hold on. I got the camera. Like, if you can see this, right? Can you see it's sharpened? Like, it's got sharp lines on this side.
Sharp edges, right? Do they
Right.
cut? Have you cut yourself on them?
I haven't, but it is a sharp fragrance. There's strong. And then it's rounded on this side, so it's straight edge here, round here.
Yeah, I would have broken those edges a little bit and made them rounder.
Yeah, I don't know why they've done that. It's just pointless. It's a horrible thing. When Richards opens his drawers, the shaving around the edges is less than stellar. Why are you?
Wow. I guess not everybody's a fan, and I wouldn't expect you to be. Zerjoff caps are cool little
hats. I'm not a fan.
Memo, Blending, Magic have beautiful bottles. Remind me, what do they look like?
I have no idea. You'll have to have a look.
Oh, an average Joe. What's up?
An average Joe. He is here. I've been watching his.
See, it's funny, you know, everybody has their difference in taste and opinion. Not everybody likes the same thing. I've got these damn splinters in my fingers. It's like, and I keep feeling them, and I want to rip them out. I ripped out my fingernail the other day.
Yes.
And it was quite painful, but I had to separate it from the tissue, from the skin, from the nerve endings, and it started to peel from one corner, and it would get caught. So if I was walking by something soft, like, or putting a sweater on, it would get caught and pull. And that was quite painful in itself. So I had to sit there for about 20 minutes and peel it off really slowly. And there's a new nail growing in underneath. And that'll probably take about 6 months to come out fully. It's just started to grow, but in its growth, it started to push the old one off.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen the picture you sent us. It was grim. It was proper grim.
Well, yeah, I know you commented how disgusting it was, so I had to send you like a close-up picture.
Oh, yes, it was as well. I got a proper picture of the nail matrix as well. It was
It was pretty nasty.
It was grim. It was awful.
I think the Dior bottles are quite nice themselves. I like those as well.
They're not very ergonomic though. They don't feel too good in the hand. I like the Encre Noir bottles. The Encre Noir bottles are Encre Noir bottles feel awkward in the hand.
I think they're quite. I don't think they're too large. The Dior Homme. I think they're, for my hands, they're perfect.
Yeah, and I can hold them and use them, but I can imagine if you've got smaller hands, somebody would. It would be a bit of a meh, especially because you can get them in 150 ml. I can't imagine. Like, yeah, you can. I think they go up to 150 ml. Dior Homme Intense does.
What about the 150 ml Dior Homme Cologne? Those are smaller, but they are taller.
Yes, that's right. I like them. That one's nicer. The Dior Homme by itself is a little square and sharp. It's got sharp edges. Hold on, I'll just get it out.
It does have sharp edges.
It definitely has sharp. You want rounded edges, more like Pavarotti. Pavarotti's got lovely edges. It feels great in the hand. The vintage Jules as well. Yeah, Dior Homme.
You know what I like? I like the signature Tom Ford bottles, the round ones.
Right, like the Grey Vetiver one. Grey Vetiver type bottle.
No, not Grey Vetiver. Ombre leather.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Gucci private collection, the round bottles. They're so much like the Le Labo bottles, the apothecary style. The Louis Vuitton bottles. Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
You know what I like are the Armani Privé, the square ones. I'm not crazy about the caps, but I do like the square Privé bottles.
Okay. I understand. I get you.
I think the Hermes, the Hermescence, and the what is the old collection called with Bellamy and Kilian?
I don't know what them ones are, but they look like a peg, I think, because they're slightly wider at the top and slightly narrow at the bottom.
Right. They're not the best balance, but they are nice visually.
Yes, they look like a peg.
They're almost like top heavy, right?
Yeah, like a steak. Like a steak that you drive through like a vampire's heart.
Right.
It's like bigger at the top and smaller at the bottom. Oh dear.
Worst bottles are Tower. I think Tower has nice bottles.
They're nice bottles. If they were bigger, they'd be a nightmare. If they were bigger, they'd be absolutely despicable. I don't know how I would handle it. I really like Serge Lutens' old bottles. Serge Lutens' old
so
bottles.
simple and clean, right?
Yeah, delicate, beautiful.
I'd eventually like something simple and clean, but something about that Xerjoff bottle stands out. It's more the bottle itself than the cap. I think the cap is fitting, but I don't know. I just really like the way it fits in the hand, and it's a nice shape as well.
Yeah.
Although, just it's not like I want to reproduce that. I don't want to copy anything like that, but that's something that stands out to me.
Yeah. I like the Pavarotti bottle. I've got to be honest. I know it's ridiculous. I know I like everything about this fragrance, but the Pavarotti bottle, I love the way it feels in the hand. How it's got like a bulge at the front, a bulge at the back, but then the sides are rounded. It's sort of like it's like a torso. I think the Xerjoff bottles are a bit like that as well, aren't they? They're like a torso. They're bigger at the top than they are at the bottom, and they're round as well.
Yeah. No. Well. Yeah, they start thin and then they get fatter and then thin again, right? They change sizes as they go up and down.
That's right. That's right.
Bortnikov. Doesn't Bortnikov have a similar bottle to Roja?
I don't know what Bortnikov uses.
It's like a square shape, like sharp edges as well. Am I in the dark here?
You're a little bit dark, yeah. Just a little bit.
I'll be macerating in the sun very shortly.
You'll be macerating in the sun. It's
Amouage has nice packaging as well. I really like those bottles and caps.
Yeah.
A nice touch to their tradition.
I like the Dior Privé collection bottles.
Yes, very much. Very simple, very clean.
Yeah, very clean, very sleek, very fitting. Floriaco has luxurious and innovative package. I want to try Floriaco actually. There's one. Is it Bavuvu? Is that Floriaco?
I don't know.
It's an outrageous. I want to try it just for the name Bavuvu. Can't call it perfume Bavuvu and not have us try it. I'm dying to try it.
Go for a Lamal bottle. I think the Lamal bottle it's a classic. There's no denying it.
Yeah. You tried any Mona Diorio bottles, the newer one, like the gold ones, not the old black ones.
I'm having a hard time picturing the new ones, but I really like the old ones. They're so unique, especially with the metal twist thingies. Oh yeah. No, I think the original were more unique. And here it seems like they're kind of industrial, the first ones. And here it's like they've tried to take this kind of luxurious approach. I don't know. It's not as fitting as the first ones. The first ones are almost like iconic now.
Yeah. You can't get them anymore. Because I tried to get an original bottle of Queer, and there was none forthcoming. I would have loved an original bottle of that. I think it might be a little bit darker than the ones I've got. Rich Mitch, it's delayed by 30. Oh no! I wonder what's delayed by. Audrey Jane, I sent you a message with a vintage Cristal for you to have a look at if you wanted to check it out.
Let's copy Peter's bottles. Peter has nice bottles, beautiful packaging.
Yeah, he designed them themselves and he got them made. Absolutely amazing, to be fair.
From the caps to the bottles there. I don't know how I wanted to ask him, and it completely slipped my mind when we were here, are those caps, are they laser etched? Like how do you form those? I can't imagine they're formed in a press. Are they poured?
I have no idea.
There's a lot of detail that goes in there.
Let's ask. I'll send Peter a message.
He's
Hold
here
on.
in the chat. I've noticed him.
Peter, how do you get your bottles? Your bottle
Peter,
caps
come on
made?
and tell us how you got your caps made.
He's going to do Spirit View.
Oh, is he gone?
I think he's gone to do Spirit View. I just sent him a voice message on WhatsApp there. That's what I was when I was speaking there. It was a voice message for Peter. It's like, Peter, tell us how you get your caps made.
I almost feel like they're lasered.
I don't know. Electro erosion? I don't know.
And it's hard to work with something that's round like that. I don't think they're stamped. It's impossible to stamp those.
You're way above my like degree of experience with manufacturing. Like I've worked in a couple of plants in my lifetime, but never what you would call plants. We call them factories. And I was shite at it then, and I'll probably be shite at it now. It's not my protocol. Like,
you know, whenever I hear that word shite, it always reminds me of you. I wonder why.
Get it?
I said the word at breakfast today, shite, and my little guy's like, "What does that mean? Shit?" I was like, "Yeah, but you're not allowed to say that."
You'd go home tonight and be just sitting around the house and be like, "Mom, change the channel. This is shite."
This is shite. Is that a word that gets tossed around in the UK?
Absolutely massively. Absolutely massively. We love nothing more than to swear. It's huge. People think the British are, yes, people shite. Shite.
I guess Peter's gone, eh?
I've just sent him a message, so he should reply. He doesn't reply. Damn shite does. That's right. He hasn't seen it yet, though. Speak. He hasn't been online for about 20 minutes, so he might come on before he does Spirit View. I think he goes in the bath before he does his meditation.
He's like clean himself before he cleans his soul.
That's right. He likes to fucking. I think he has a cold shower or a cold bath.
Yeah, Catherine says you need to marry function with your line and image. I'd say clean and contemplative rather. And I agree. I want it very clean and simple, but a lot of things come in my mind, and I quickly I asked Rich, what do you think of like a wine decanter inspired thing? And it's just like an idea floating around. Or even because I love incense, the things that incense are burned in church, those thuribles or censers. But you go online and you look them, and they're just so awkward to actually take that style and turn it into a perfume bottle. So yeah,
I'll keep it simple. I mean, all you've got to do is look at Frederick Mall. It's like I said, because I remember talking to you about it ages ago, and you were like, we're talking, and I said, especially at first, let the label do like the presentation. You know, just have a simple plain bottle. That's what Frederick Mall does. It's just a round bottle. This, and then the cap and the label do the talking. You know, and the bottle does the holding.
Oh my!
That's what I would go down. Do a bus-shaped bottle to honor Chad. Happy Chad.
Yeah, I like the Ravageur bottles, but I think it's because they suit him and his style and his appearance. You know, I don't think anybody can get away with that.
Have you seen the original Féminin du Bois bottle by Shiseido?
Yes, it looks. Yes, I did.
Unbelievably nice bottle.
I'm
going to wear this week.
Like a pleasuring toy, doesn't it?
It does look like something you would put in something.
Right.
It does look like something you would insert somewhere.
Put in your shite.
I'm not sure you would stick it, cover it in shite, but you would. It's so nice in the hand as well. It feels so nice to hold. Lovely stuff.
Outrageous.
Love it. Those old, the most stunning. Yeah, I've got two of them. I lost out on one because I forgot that it was being that it was being sold. I've got 2 partials of Feminine Dubois, the original one. I'll tell you something. The Serge Luton re-release of Feminine Dubois can't touch the original. The original's so much better. So much better. It's like juice. It's like thick juice from a plum. The Cartier L'Envol. The Cartier L'Envol bottles, Jura says that's a good shout.
I think they're quite brilliant, but are they effective?
What, the Cartier ones?
Yeah.
No, they're fucking nightmare, man. You're fucking scared to touch them.
Nightmare just to manufacture and to handle. Let me find my bottle.
Scared to touch them. You know what I mean? In case they break. They're oh, sugar and spice. Don't do that.
I'll also show you the worst perfume in my collection.
Hold on a second. I'll show everybody this. This is a good bottle. The Donut from Bijan. Bijan Man. I just got 2 backups of this. This is an outrageous bottle. It's a donut. Nom. Very tasty. Portos. The Les Indemnidables. Oh, you've got to look at Les Indemnidables. Their bottles are really simple. Their caps fall apart on first opening.
They're stock bottles.
Yeah,
I've got samples of them.
Of the stock bottles.
Yeah, I'll show you.
L'Envol, yuck. Looks like urine. L'Envol's lovely. Sizes are great options. Agatho. You can look, but you cannot touch.
I've got bottles everywhere. I'd have to spend some time looking for them, but let's get into this. I'll do it later. So here is
the towel of the day. What color's towel of the day?
Canary yellow.
Oh, hey.
This is an engineering feat to do something like this in a perfume bottle. This is like a bottle within a bottle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Have you ever took it apart?
Yeah, it's quite simple.
Yeah, it is. It
comes out like this, right? There's the bottle, and this is, I guess you can get this as a refill or a recharge. So I'm not sure what you would call this. This is the housing, and it sounds quite delicate, right? Be funny if
it would totally break. Yeah, it would totally break. I wouldn't keep doing that if I were you.
Sounds like
I don't know whether it's glass or plastic.
What's that?
I don't know whether the outer casing's glass or plastic.
Dude, it's glass. That's glass.
Are you sure?
Yeah. And this is a thick, heavy perfume. Honey.
Lovely. Big honey.
You know what this reminds me of slightly? Not to say it smells like, but I think the Jeffrey Bean Gray Flannel and Fahrenheit.
Oh, yeah?
With long ball.
Pardon me.
Okay, so that's beautiful. Not totally functional. Not something I'd like to carry around, like going to work. I like to take my bottles and apply my fragrance there. I would not want to take this with me. And here is. This is one of the worst, or my most disliked perfume in my collection. I don't want to call it the worst because somebody might love this. I absolutely cannot stand it. I love the vintage.
I bet it's Balenciaga Pour Homme.
No. I'm still waiting for you to send me a backup, one of your backups that you'll never wear.
Oh, I'll definitely wear them. I might wear them.
Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme.
Really?
Like modern. I just find this so like a clashing of notes. And one of my little guys, I picked him up last weekend and he got in the car. I was like, I didn't want to say anything, but whatever he was wearing, I thought was damn horrible. And it took me a moment to figure out, it was, I had given him a smaller bottle of this years ago and he had it on. I was like, oh man, I don't have the heart to tell him it's not a good perfume. But it feels like a big contrast of a bad contrast of note, like colliding notes.
Yeah. The citrus is really harsh.
The citrus, the tonka, the tobacco, it doesn't really come together.
It's the original is gorgeous, like the proper original.
Yeah, the original. I wore a full bottle of the original. I loved it. I don't know if I'd love it as much right now. Maybe it's just kind of like the memory I have of it being really good.
Yeah. Oh dear. There are cigar-shaped bottles from that time. I've got a cigar-shaped bottle somewhere. It's this. This is from an Aficionado Perfumes in Miami.
What are you showing us?
Not everything in Miami is shite. Just give us a second. There, look, can you see it? This is a Aficionado. It's meant to be like a little cigarillo
I saw
thing.
you talking about that in one of your videos recently.
Yeah, I just got it in the big stream. Kind of weird. It's a kind of weird sort of bottle. I haven't sprayed it yet. I might give it a whiff. We'll do some first impressions on some of them if you want.
You can.
We can get round to that after we finish talking about bottles. Have you ever tried any Molten Brown?
No.
Molten Brown. You might like the Russian leather. It's very birchy. Like it smells like birch bark. And then with like the tar oozing out from behind it.
I am not breaking my bottle of Lanval. It's like $150 perfume, man. I'll break Dolce & Gabbana, no problem.
Dolce & Gabbana. Roast it. Cook it. Put it in the hoo jar.
In the poo jar?
In the hoo jar. Not in the poo jar. In the hoo jar. Somebody's talking about the hoo jar. Put it in the hoo jar is like a name. Hoo jar is like a word for like when you can't think of the word you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
And then, put it in the furnace at work.
Fragrance Journey's here. Robert, what's up?
Big Bob.
Quite a bit of YouTubers here, eh? Nice to see everybody on a Sunday afternoon. What y'all doing? It's so nice outside. I mean, I'm here with you. What am I complaining about?
It's good stuff. What we got? Hold up. Right. I'll see if I can show this bottle. Everybody will recognize this bottle when they see it. Where are you?
Oh, yes, the classic. I love that. Really nice design. Very simple, too.
Yes. Yeah. When you get a bit closer to it and you're up close to it, the cap's cheap as all hell. But there is like a little bit that's inlaid. So you've got to that's like snaps in and is glued into place around the edge of the bottle. And then, but what really gets me is the different shading from the top to the bottom. Like it's like clear. It's like a yellowy sunset color at the bottom, and then it's black at the top, like blue and black at the top. It's really clever. It's really clever. That's a good bottle.
What is that? That looks so familiar. I just can't remember what it is. It looks like a cartoon I used to watch in my childhood.
Yeah. It's the Mr. Man.
And he had a bunch of like similar shaped friends or family members.
Yes, Mr. Tickle, who was a bit of a pervert. And then there was, who else was there? Think about it, Mr. Bump, who would have loads of accidents. If anybody else can think of the Mr. Men, let us know. Because I'm running out. I just remember Mr. Strong. That cup's a lie. I am not Mr. Strong.
I really like the Guerlain B bottles. Really like those.
Yeah, you want one of those, don't you?
I want a gold painted B.
You want a gold painted B?
Yeah. 24 karat gold painted on the Bs.
Imagine that would cost a lot of money. How much does that cost?
They're much cheaper in the US. I found a place in the US that does them, and they're half the price than they are in Canada. Even cheaper. I can get them in sacks for cheaper than what they go for at Guerlain Head Boutique in Paris.
Scandalous.
Isn't it?
I think so. From what you said.
Yara says there's a Mr. Tall and a Mr. Small and a Mr. Tall. A Miss Naughty, quiet and clumsy.
Quiet, Mr. Clumsy. Mr. Noisy. ODJ knows a lot about these. I wonder what's
Alex
going on.
Chew, you bitch you. What's up, Alex Chew?
Alex Chew, bitch you. There was a Mr. Smelly.
Paloma Picasso. Good fragrance. I can't remember the bottle. Oh, yes. The bottle. I mean, it's quite unique. It's sitting on a pedestal kind of thing. You know, not unlike Shalimar. But again, like the time of those bottles is gone. I don't think do any designers still make bottles like that?
Not really. I mean, they're all about cutting their costs as much as they possibly can, and then after they've cut their costs, they're all about raising the prices as much as they possibly can. So there you go. I'll tell you what I got this week. I got an original bottle of Celine pour on.
The vintage ones, right?
Yeah, the vintage ones, that's right. I would have to try and move the bureau to figure that one out. What are you looking for?
I don't know.
No.
I'm looking for something interesting.
I think we're all looking for something interesting.
We're looking for the next great thing.
That's right. That's right. Yes, Jeremy Hines. Did anyone see all the old girl on exclusives Frag Bag got in and sold out quick? I'm upset I missed it. Derby, Rose Barbon, Neroli Out Renoir, SDV, Tonka Imperial, and so on. Yes. Apparently Fragrance Buy in Canada had them, and they went within like an hour.
They sent me an email the other day for a discount thing, and I was like, "Oh, should I go on, or do I really want to go on there and use this discount, or should I just stay away?"
Yeah, go on. You should have. You could have got those. Well,
of course, I expect that answer from you.
I know. I
don't expect anything less.
That's right.
Aram V, what's up, Aram?
Hello, Aram. It's set a site list. Oh, Enchante's just sent us me list of what I've asked to keep aside so far.
Yoshi says you can put a tassel on a bottle and charge an extra $50. Is that what tassels go for?
Oh, I believe it might be. Do I need the quorum? Probably not.
Rich, what's your least favorite perfume in your collection? I've showed you mine. What's yours?
Give us a second, I'll be able to tell you. It used to be Bond number 9. It used to be Bond number 9 Cooper Square, but I sold it to a mate. Surprised he's still my mate, to be honest. But there we are. I'm trying to think of what my least favorite perfume is. Hold on. It could be. I've got a bottle of. Do you know Charlie by Revlon?
Right.
Have you smelled Charlie by Revlon? I've got a 70s bottle of that.
I have not.
I'm thinking of giving it away to Audrey Jane. Because it's just not for me. It's the type of thing she would love. I've also got Bala Versailles, which I'm not huge on. Bala Versailles is a bit crap. I don't know where that bottle is. Oh no, it's down there. What else have I got that I don't like? I don't like Real Patchouli Eau de Parfum. Eau de Toilette's amazing, but Eau de Parfum, shite. It could be CH Men Privé. Eugene's outside. Good heavens. Could also be Platinum Egoist. I really don't like Platinum Egoist.
at all the colors changing.
Seasons changing.
Just so beautiful outside. Rich, is it dark where you are?
It's absolutely pitch black. It was dark at like 4, half 4, 5 o'clock. Yeah, it was absolutely pitch black.
Really?
Like, yeah, it was horrible.
Because I know in the summertime you were telling me it was like 10 o'clock over there, and it was still the sun was still out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. I think I might live further north than you. I don't know. We'd have to check on a map. Yes. What else?
Audrey Jane has something very she has something she wants to tell you.
I love how you sell me everything that you hit. No, Audrey, I wasn't going to sell you this one. I'm going to give you it. Because I just need to get rid of it. It's so big. I'll send you like a little decant bottle as well, so you can just like put it on and like walk around with it. I think you'll love it. Cost us 80 quid.
How about a custom bottle inspired by a duck?
It's a fucking brilliant idea. Who said that?
John by Cent said instead of a golden bee, how about a golden duck? Or like a duck egg. A golden duck egg.
That's brilliant.
I went to go feed the ducks today, and there was no fucking ducks there. No geese either.
Maybe they flew south?
No, they're here all winter.
Oh.
So I just left the rice there for them. Horrible. I thought I'd hang out with the ducks.
Have you ever tried Idole by Lubin?
No.
Because I can get it. Well, no, that's why I'm asking. There's a vintage bottle if I want it, but I don't think I want it. So I'm deciding whether to get it or not. What else? I don't know. Fleur de Mal. Have you got Fleur de Mal?
I do. We talked about this recently.
Did we? We did, yes.
On stream and in private, and I thought it was like a modern reincarnation of Kuros.
Yes. Oh.
Do you like my sweater? It is a little bit cold, and my kid calls this my old man sweater. Old man sweater.
Oh, sweaty old man.
I'm getting old, kid. You're gonna get old too.
They don't believe you until it happens to you. I never believed anyone that I was going to get old when I was younger.
Right.
Just didn't believe them. It was like, oh, you'll be old one day too, and it's like, no, what are you talking about?
It's like when you're young, you have a hard time picturing yourself in the future.
Honestly, if I'd seen the state of myself 10 years ago as I am now, I'd be absolutely gutted. I'd be gutted.
Chills.
Apart from your fragrance collection, I'd be absolutely over the moon with that.
Okay, so here we go. First of all, the packaging, right? The packaging is spot on. They're both very sterile, clean, white. Let me get some blotters because I don't want to put Kuros on skin. So Fleur de Mal has been discontinued and it's really hard to get.
Well, I'm getting a bottle, put it like that.
Do you know where I got my bottle from?
Samia.
No. I got it totally free and cheap.
No.
Totally. It was a gift.
No way.
Yes.
Who? What? How?
When I went to go visit Ashton, he gave it to me.
No.
Yeah.
That was nice.
I didn't want to take it, but he insisted. Like, it almost turned into a wrestling match.
Outrageous. I wonder why.
I see just so many similarities.
See, I would have never thought I would like it, but I love the bottle. The bottle is absolutely lovely. I love that it's just a white Lamal bottle, sculpted a bit, and that's what a Kouros is. A Kouros is one of those white statues in Greece.
That's right. It's like a golden Greek god, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what so that is literally a Kouros. Like those white statues in Greece are called Kouroses, and that's what that looks like. And I think that's really interesting that it smells a bit like Kouros. It reminds you of Kouros. It's really interesting to me. I think that's
you
great.
Should be the model for Kouros. Just start working out. Yeah, start working out, lifting weights, puff out your chest like a Peking duck, and you could be the model.
No way.
You could be this.
Absolutely not.
You can almost see through this bottle, right? Oh, yeah. So the level comes all. You see that?
Yep. It's outrageous. You can see through your Kouros bottles. I'm not sure about the new ones, but the old ones you can.
Yeah, this is an older one. But I think if you haven't smelt Fleur de Mal, I think you'll like it, knowing how much you love Kouros.
Love Kouros,
but it is slightly pissy.
Is it pissy flowers?
Yeah, pissy florals, but so is Kouros. Kouros is florals as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Why wasn't the Kouros bottle yellow?
Because it would have looked stale. Like it would have looked like yellow's like yellow's like a thingy of disease, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yellow's the color of like infection and stuff like that. And it does smell a bit off. So I think the white contrasts the fragrance really well. Just give us a second. I'm going to the bathroom.
Take us with you.
Nobody wants
that. Somebody was saying they get a similarity between Musc Ravageur and Coromandel. I don't think I've ever felt that. But I had somebody message me the other day and say they got a similarity between Musc Ravageur and 31 Rue Cambon, which I would find even less of. But to me, like Musc Ravageur is just it's sweet vanilla in the base. I mean, Coromandel's got vanilla as well, but it's not that creamy. It's not as creamy and warm as Musc Ravageur. Fleur smells like apom. Yeah, I can see that. Orange blossom, powdery. But I think it's more challenging than apom. Apom's a nice, clean fragrance. Do you know what apom stands for?
Apom stands for a part of me.
Yeah, I thought it was a piece of me, but a part of me, yes. So
I think
it was apparently supposed to smell the way your skin would after somebody had licked it. Yep. A part of me, a piece of me. Yes, that's right. Did you just unmute yourself to tell us that and then gone back to the washroom?
Yes, that's right. That's exactly what I did.
I'm like, okay, is that it? Like, are you gone?
Yes, that's right. That's exactly what I did. I'm back now. I had to stretch my legs. But my legs are killing it. It's medication day tomorrow, so I'll feel better tomorrow. I'm pretty much at my worst now.
I'm gonna put the link out and
Put the link out.
take a chance here.
Oh no!
And see what we get into.
Let's see what we get into. Trouble. Just don't let any unusual suspects in. That's all.
Well, you never know. It's okay.
Oh heavens!
Do you like napalm?
I'm not. I don't remember it as well as I should.
Dude, Dior is doomed, man. Talking about napalm, Dior is doomed.
Yeah,
they're doomed. They're done. I do not have faith.
No, you were telling us you'd lost your faith, hadn't you?
I don't have faith. I don't like what he's doing with his own line. It's very commercial and safe and boring. I feel like a lot of the pieces are redundant. And I think he's going to bring that to Dior as well. Oh, shit. Here we go.
Oh, shit.
Hola. Hello.
That was interesting.
You got to go.
Can't have that.
Francis will make... I don't think so. I disagree.
It's an interesting one, but at the same time, I can't wait to see what he actually does.
Yeah, I'm absolutely... I'm curious just as much as anybody, and I wish all the best for them, but I'm not very hopeful.
Yeah.
I think he has the potential just as much as anybody else to revive them, but I don't see it happening.
Who would you have chosen? We've done this, haven't we? We've already talked about this, haven't we?
Yeah, I was thinking about this again recently, and I think with the idea of bringing FK and allowing him to create still at his own brand, I think what they should have done is brought in Wasser, because he's under the same umbrella, and he is much more aligned with the feeling of what Dior used to release than FK. FK's he's much lighter. He likes his use of his florals and his very clean musks. And his, I don't think his style is fit for Dior. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I do know what you mean. I think that since he's done work for them before and he's under the same umbrella and he's obviously put himself forward for it, or he's accepted it, that they think he's a good fit and he thinks he's like a decent fit.
I think they think he's a good fit because he's a commercial perfumer.
Yeah.
And commercial perfumes bring in money much more than artistic pieces. And this isn't Christian Dior of old. This is Christian Dior, Louis Vuitton now. And we know...
Well, when did Louis Vuitton have owned them for fucking ages, though, haven't they? When does anybody know when Louis Vuitton bought Dior?
Well, it was right around that time they started Dior Homme was reformulated in 2011. So I imagine it was right around that time. It could have been earlier, but they were still sourcing their perfumes out to blending houses.
Yeah.
So I don't know when they were bought.
Hillary, jump on. Heinz, you jump on. You've been threatening to for ages.
Oh, I'm gonna let Milos in here for a moment. Milos, what's happening?
Hello, guys. How are you? I'm glad I'm in connection with you. Hello, Rich, and hello, Eugene. After a few months and weeks of writing with Eugene over Instagram.
What's up, buddy?
And thank you. Finally I got Anson's Mythique because of the Eugene. And that's the good thing for sure.
I think Rich hyped it up way more than I did.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't remember.
But I did review it twice on my channel, both the first and the second bottle.
Yeah. I've played it again and again and absorb all the words about it and try to imagine. I tested it probably 4 months ago, and it was the best from the whole line.
All right, so tell us, how does it make you feel when you wear it?
Most practical, like it's easily wearable. It's not like oud essential. Oud essential is the punch into the face. It's not practical. I mean, when you go to the office or for the people around in a closed space, it's so strong. Yeah, but
what do you think about Francis Kilian going to Dior?
Yeah, I've noticed that. And 2 days before he went to the Dior, I blind buy Ellie Sap NO3 Amber. As I wrote you over the Instagram messages, and I'm not that amazed by that because it's a bit similar to Grand Soir, but it's more smoother, more calmer.
Rich, are you familiar with that line, the Ellie Saab?
Do you know, I tried desperately to get a hold of that line, and it just wasn't available in the UK. Nowhere could I source that. I know Smurfy Girlie managed to get 1 or 2 of them, I think, because she was the one who made me aware of it. But nowhere could I find any of them, and I was gutted because apparently they were really good and they were really cheap as well. So a bit sad. I wanted to try. Was there a leather one? And there was a vetiver one.
Yeah, it was an Elang leather that Galen was telling us about the other day.
Yes, that's right. Galen also talked about them.
Yeah, I think he liked the line pretty good as well.
Yes, but I've never smelled any of them, so sorry about that.
And Eugene, and what are your favorites? I mean, like 4 or 5 favorites fall fragrances that you wear in this type of weather, just randomly. I mean, randomly. What you prefer, or what are your faves? What's that? I don't have any sound.
I said I can't hear anything you're saying. I got a train coming through here.
Oh.
What are your fave? I mean, around your 5 favorite perfumes during the fall. What you wear? I mean, randomly. Just say. Because maybe I know you.
Maybe Daniel can give us his choices. What's up, Daniel?
Hello. I'm fine.
Hello.
Thanks. How are you?
Let us know where you're watching from.
Sweden.
Oh, yeah. Lovely. All right.
Yeah.
How's
Hello.
Sweden?
Sweden is quite hot, actually, for the time of the year. So I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. But yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, we have around 11 degrees of Celsius.
Yeah,
here.
I think it's 13 or something here. So it's quite unusually hot, actually.
Yeah,
but yeah.
How's about you, Eugene?
It's about 16 here. So it's still quite comfortable. I can go outside in just a sweater and I'll be comfortable.
Yeah, it's like in August, but
yeah,
it's right in Canada.
Right.
Climate changes.
Yeah, it does.
Daniel, tell us what you're wearing.
I'm actually wearing, let me see. I'm actually wearing Clive Christian. Is it C for women?
Okay.
C for women.
Yeah, it's. I think it's supposed to be something that would resemble the. I think it's if it's these Irish or Scottish Highlands or something.
Okay.
Quite, I think it's kind of in a way grassy and quite floral, but more like herbaceously floral, I guess. It's really nice, actually.
Is it like a original idea, or is it meant to? Was it inspired by something else?
You mean another perfume?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really smelled anything quite like it, so I think it's rather original. Yeah, but it's nice. But then I also wear Chanel No. 5 vintage.
Very nice.
On my hand.
Very nice.
Vintage one. So how old is it? If it's vintage?
I think it's probably early 70s or late 60s. I haven't really. It's if you look at the bottle, the shape, or actually the cap, it's supposed to be after.
Have you got it?
60s. Yeah, I can show you.
Have you got it? Have you got it there? Yeah, you can show it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
As you're reaching and going to show it, let me ask you all: how do you all feel about wearing like this? Keeps coming up and up on my channel. Is people asking how do you wear women's perfume or men wearing women's perfume? And I get some people agreeing and some people disagreeing, saying obviously it's you can separate the genders, and when perfumers are creating it, they obviously have a vision in mind and they know what smells masculine and what smells feminine. And I kind of agree with that. We all know, but I don't know if I hold that to an absolute truth. Just because something is floral and it's marketed towards women, I think men can very much wear it. What do you guys think about men wearing women's perfume and women wearing men's perfume?
Yeah, if it's interesting smell, which have layers and interesting story to offer, I completely agree with Eugene. And I also was wearing EDP Shalimar 2 days ago.
Right.
It was. And 05.
This is the one.
Yeah, I'm just going to blow up your screen as you show that. Oh, very pretty.
Let's have a look. Yes.
I'm going to put it down there so you see it better. Let's see. Maybe I should do like... No, that's bad. Let's do like
that's
that.
Better.
What size is that presentation?
That is actually 30 mil, or I don't know, 28
30
or
mil.
30. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
how did you manage to get that? Is that like a recent purchase, or has it been in the family?
It's a recent purchase actually. I bought it from this local auction site we have in Sweden.
Oh.
Yeah, and I paid around maybe 1,000 Swedish crowns. That would be, I don't know, 1,100. No, $110 or so.
Wow.
US dollars.
Yeah. So
that is a deal.
That is a steal.
Yeah, it was two bidders. I was quite surprised, and it's always in the last seconds everything happens. So I just put in 3 seconds before.
Can you just focus in on the bottle? Can you focus on that bottle?
What?
Can you focus in on the bottle? It's a little out of focus.
Sorry.
A 30 mil of that in modern perfume would be about 400 Canadian dollars in the same size.
It was a steal. I don't know if is that focus?
That's a 30 mil, he said.
So the thing is, if you see the cap here is quite thick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's supposed to be
the glass,
an emerald diamond.
No, yeah, but it's when it's older, it's they're supposed to be flatter. So if it would have been a 60 or even 50s, it would have been a flatter cap. So I think it's the 70s. But the thing is, with the caps, they had this kind of plastic. I don't know what it's called. I don't remember the exact name, but it's kind of a plastic thing that supposed to kind of make it easier to get the cap out of the bottle, and they introduced that in the 70s. So this doesn't have that, so that's why I'm kind of thinking it could be late 60s. But then again, I'm not that. There aren't that much information in like, there's like the decades, but you can't really get into the years. It's kind of impossible. So, but I also got this one, and that's a small little thing. Let's show you guys. This is tiny little one, and this I also got at this auction site, and this is supposedly.
Wow.
Oh shit!
Well, yeah.
What size is that?
Is that the original?
Like 7. I don't think so, but
10
supposedly
milliliters.
7. I think it's a 7. Yeah,
Okay.
supposedly it could be 40s. I don't know.
That's
40s or
outrageous.
50s. Yeah.
Have you broken the seal on it yet?
No, I haven't yet. I'm actually gonna save that. It would be. Yeah, I was really hesitating to open the 30 mil also, but then again, what the fuck? If I'm not gonna enjoy it, why did I buy it? So,
Yes.
you know, I just broke it. I couldn't. I
Real
think I sat there for 5 minutes and then no, I'll break it.
Right.
So yeah,
It's
So,
hard
but-
not to when you're in the moment.
yeah.
And you know
so-
what? If there's no point in saving it, once you're gone, who are you going to leave it to? And
No.
will it ever be enjoyed the way it's supposed to?
No. So
How long have you been
I've-
wearing number 5 for?
I actually have an eau de toilette from the 80s that I've been wearing. I mean, I have quite a few bottles, so it doesn't get that much attention. But I had that for maybe a year or so. Sorry, I have to fix the thing for my son here. He needs more time for his YouTube, of course. So
I'd love to ask you, how do you feel wearing how does number 5 make you feel? Or what do you get from it?
I mean, when I broke the perfume bottle here, the Perfume, I mean, it was my first thought was that this is something I could only wear for the rest of my life. But I guess, I mean, the first 10 or 15 minutes are fantastic. I mean, it's such a complex, soft, elegant. I mean, there is aldehydes in the top, but they're not as pronounced as in the newer version. They are really, really heavy on the aldehydes, but this is so much more balanced. But eventually, the aldehydes disappear, and I guess that balance, which is so much better in the old version, is also what kind of makes me feel. I won't say disappointed, but I would have liked for the aldehydes to be a part of the game throughout, because that balance is so exquisite. It's still fantastic, but the first 15 minutes are, they're really nice, and it makes me, I don't know, it's like a soft veil of just, I mean,
Floral
in
warmth.
a way, tranquility and just feeling. That sounds so pretentious, but you really get the feeling that you're alone in a good sense with yourself, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
But
Are you familiar with number 22? Because that's pretty much in the same theme as number 5. Just I think that if you like aldehydes, they're more pronounced in 22.
I actually do have an eau de cologne, an older one. I think that's from the 70s. Something like that. And It's very soft. It's actually very much like number 5, but so it's more floral than the new version. And then of course it's eau de cologne, so I guess it's kind of diluted, but they are really much more similar than they are today. But it's really nice, and I really like the new version of 22, because the incense is kind of making it more interesting. Yeah. So it's really nice. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Shalimar? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I actually owned it quite early in my journey, and I don't think I was ready for it then, so I actually gave it away. I mean, it wasn't a vintage, so I mean, I don't really miss it. I could buy it again, but so I probably will, but I would probably try to find a vintage instead, I guess. Yeah. But
do
it's
you
nice.
know? Do you know where to get a vintage Shalimar from? Because I could probably sort you out with that. If you message Eugene, he could probably tell you where. Because I know there's somebody out there who's got like a vintage Shalimar, like an 80s version, I think it is. I'll just text him and make sure.
Sure.
But he'll be able to show you. Hey, Yara.
Hey, Rich.
Hi, Yara.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
But I can say, sorry, if you have tried Unum Opus 1144,
I haven't.
Familiar? Unum?
Never heard of it.
No? Okay, it's an Italian brand. Yeah, you know, it's this Italian, quite eccentric person that did Unum Loves. You know Unum Loves? You heard of it?
I've heard of the brand, but I'm not familiar with their perfumes.
I've never heard of it at all.
No, the first 3 perfumes in his series was one of them was quite similar to Shalimar, but like so much more intense. And I actually do own that, and that one is quite hard for me to wear. But yeah, sorry, Yara, you were entering. Sorry, yeah.
Yara, are you familiar with those Unums?
I've heard of them before, but
Yara's familiar with most perfumes, I believe.
I've heard of them. I've never smelt them, but
I imagine it's a hard to find niche brand, right?
In Europe, it's not very hard, but they actually made there were 3 in their introductory line. Unum Loves, something, the one Opus 1144, and then what's the name? Something Black Rose, but in another language, I think. They're all really nice, and they had really nice bottles and really nice packages. But then they changed up and made it quite much more artistic, not in a bad way, but different. But I do own the 3 originals, and they're really nice.
Now that you say Opus, I know last week I saw a picture posted on Instagram. It was the creative director at Amouage with Alberto Marias, and I thought, this is interesting. I wonder if they're potentially going to work together. And somebody had said that Alberto has already created for Amouage in the Opus line, and I wasn't aware of that. I'm not familiar with those Opuses.
I do actually have a few of them. They're very artistic as well. I have a number.
Are they different than the regular line?
I mean, it's hard to say different, because I mean, Amouages are quite different in themselves, but yeah, I think there are a bit more. I mean, if you compare the old series, they were kind of traditional in a way, but with extra. They were more punchy and more high quality, and then they started going out in more artistic ways. And so then the Opus line didn't quite feel maybe that crazy. But I have I think it's number 10, which is kind of a metallic rose type of perfume.
It's the red bottle, right?
The red bottle, exactly.
Yeah.
The one that was the story is, if I remember correctly, some kind of man that built violins and his wife killed, and he kind of made a violin with, I don't know if it was her blood or something. So it's kind of all these blood and metal and like the smell of old tree and resins and stuff. It's nice.
A metallic rose reminds me of Hermes Galop. It's very metallic-y.
Yeah, I do have that one as well. They're very not similar at all. It's so much more rose in this Opus 10. Yeah.
Yara, tell us please, what are you wearing and how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to hear that. We're well.
Yeah.
Let us know
I'm
what
not
you're
wearing anything yet because I just got out of the shower actually.
Ooh.
Doing all the right things, isn't she?
How do you feel about coming on camera?
I'm
kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm gonna get ready to get into my costume for Halloween.
All right.
I'm gonna be a dead person. So yeah.
Here's always the place for fun.
So what's going to be your scent for Halloween night? Do you have something picked out already?
I did not think of it yet. I don't know. I have
Nothing
no idea.
creepy
Any
or
suggestions?
scary or how about Patchouli 24 by Labo?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I have a little sample of it, so I could wear that. That's a good idea. Yeah, something patchouli. I think
Something
patchouli.
dark and gothic-y. Yeah. Monsieur
Spell
by Frederick
125 by Papillon. Have you smelled it?
Oh no, I haven't yet. The new one, the newest one.
Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't. I'm keen to try it.
Intense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich, you did a spooky perfumes video, didn't you?
When? Today?
Yeah.
I just did me fragrance rotation video, and then I just called it spooky fragrance rotation because it's Halloween.
All right, but
There was nothing
are they
spooky
actually
about it.
spooky perfumes to wear for Halloween?
No.
Okay.
I just called it spooky because it was Halloween. That's all.
Oh, Noir. I think Le Lion would be a good choice too. Yeah.
That's crap.
It's crap. How do you all feel about Le Lion?
I love it.
Yeah. Milos and Yara, how do you guys feel about Le Lion?
I haven't tried yet, and I want to, but don't have any possibility. I have to go to Vienna. So
well, then go to Vienna. Damn it, it's worth it.
yeah, I have to do it, but in 3 months or so, I have no way to go there. Eugene, or each of you, can I ask you if you have the same experience? The more bottles you buy, the less satisfied with the scent itself you are. It's the same experience. Like me, I mean the sense of the collecting the things. Because
no, the more bottles I buy, the more fulfilled I become, which make me happier. Happiness comes from a place of fulfilling yourself with as much perfume as you can possibly find.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was on the same road or same path. But
I not to think about it too much; it'll make you crazy.
Yeah. As you say, exactly. Because two weeks ago, I went to the niche shop in Prague. I mean, in capital in Czech, and there were Kilian's, Labo, Serge Lutens, Comme des Garçons, a whole Frederic Malle collection, as I sent you the picture. And the most of the things of bottles I've tried, the practical for daily use were maybe few of Comme des Garçons and Serge Lutens, Baptême du Feu, du Feu, or how it's called. Yeah.
But do you really think Serge Luton and Comme des Garçons are practical as much as they are artistic?
I think Baptême du Faux and Saint Amouage School were like easily wearable for everyday wearing, and Comme des Garçons too. Not everything from that, but at least I've tried something that differs from the rest. What today's niche perfumery marketing offers, it disappointed me.
I actually
such
put on some
brands for
Shalimar.
such expensive money, and they didn't offer anything like what surprised me and what has a story. I mean, by the scent.
Daniel, you have a response?
No, I was just thinking that I actually put on some Shalimar this morning before I decided what to wear, and that is fantastic and very wearable, I think.
What are your thoughts on Le Lion?
I haven't smelt it yet, if I'm being honest. But unfortunately, there are no Chanel exclusives around here. Before I moved to the United States, I had a lot more access to them, but weirdly, there aren't any around here. So, yeah.
Exclusivity sucks for enthusiasts. It's hard to get. It'd be great if we can find everything in one place, but it's just so hard to get that. I mean, in Toronto, it's like I struggle with the same thing too. It's like we have access to some of the same things in every boutique I go into, and that doesn't help me much. I'd like more variety.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But as enthusiasts, I imagine since you're all here, you're enthusiasts. Somebody had mentioned that I need to rep Kilian for some reason. What do you guys all think about Kilian?
Shite.
Boozy, boozy marketing strategy.
Likable.
Likable.
All about the booziness.
Yeah, people like
Yara?
the smell.
Yeah, they're easy to like, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing special about them, but they're nice.
For women,
basically.
I mean, women's line it's quite interesting for the women, I think, but not for me as a user, as a man.
I just think that Kilians are quite mediocre. I think they're like I think the stuff's quite average,
pleasing.
maybe. Yeah,
Pleasing.
a bit like that. Like they're not as complicated as I want them to be for that kind of money. Is probably the way that I think they overpromise and they underdeliver. Does that make sense?
They want to stay at the safe zone.
My limited experience with them is they remind me of the Mugler, the Pure series, the the Pure Havana.
I don't like it at all.
Just like the overbearingly sweet.
I can stand the sweetness now
But
in these days in perfumery.
They do have a very well thought through base, which comes rather quick and is very likable and stick with you all day.
I'll tell you something. I may have done them a disservice there because the two new ones aren't that bad. Apple Brandy and Le Vert aren't bad. The Le Vert one especially, because that's got like absinthe and licorice in it, and it's more interesting, I think, than the other ones. I liked Black Phantom the first time I smelled it, but the dry down just reminds us of Dries Van Noten. And the dry down is very milky, sweet, musk sort of thing that you get. If you ever get the chance, try and smell Black Phantom and Dries Van Noten together.
I've tried Dries Van Noten.
I don't like Dries Van Noten either. So miserable.
I'm a big fan of Dries, but it's a very heavy perfume and not something I want to reach for very often. Couple times in the coldest climate. But Spaced Out makes a really good point, and I wasn't even aware of this. They have a fragrance. So Kilian has a fragrance named Let's Settle This Argument Like Adults in the Bedroom Naked. So I don't know if I can like them. See, now, is this... and it's hard to say to somebody else how they want to create their art, but I don't like this type of thing. It seems like it's more marketing.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's just about one thing, and that is for people to ask. When people ask you if they do what you're wearing, it's a way to maybe get something going.
Right.
I don't know.
It's almost Tom Fordish in that fucking Fabulous or Lost Cherry.
I think they're trying to target the younger audience.
It's like
as
doing
well.
anything for the money, only for the money. It's not good marketing
Right.
strategy.
So this definitely doesn't it doesn't entice me to run to the boutique to smell it. Like the branding of this, I have no interest in that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Neither me.
The some of the names of like some of them are put me off. The kiss and burns 6 calories per minute. Do you want to make out sort of thing? It's like, oh god,
Right.
it sets off me spidey senses, and I'm like, ooh, I don't want to smell that. I don't want it, like, because I mean, if you go out and somebody says, oh, you smell nice, like, and they're like, oh, what you wearing, and you've got to turn around and tell them that, it's kind of like, oh no. It's like, how do I
point?
Yeah, it's like you've got to tell them that
they're
they're
aiming
wearing
at.
that.
Yeah, they maybe think that it's a kind of a
Vodka on the rocks is
opening.
all right as well. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I quite like vodka on the rocks. It's quite fresh. It's got that sort of fresh vodka sort of vibe. It's not, but it's not such a bad one, that actually. Frappan make good boozy fragrances as well. So I saw somebody in the chat. Interference says you just say Kilian and you can't remember the name of what the perfume is. It's a good call, that actually. I can't think on my feet.
I can't recall many Kilian names. Like, I hear them and they sound, I remember I've heard them before, but I can't recall them for myself. I have like zero connection or attachment to this brand.
Yeah, it's Ramsey. Ramsey says I own Straight to Heaven Extreme and it is okay, but I paid $175 extra for a shiny box with a key and immediately felt dirty and used.
Right.
But
apparently
the presentation.
Now they're selling their perfumes without the packaging, and you save what is it, $100 without the box?
Yeah, for a lower price. Yeah. Finally.
Outrageous, as Rich would say.
It is outrageous.
But it seems like, people are obviously aware of this, and there are fans of the perfumes because it's showing up in the chat.
Yeah, the thing, you don't get to be the side. I mean, they're sold. I mean, well, I say they're sold to Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, but I mean, he is one of them,
right?
So he's not going to mess about, is he? Centre des Serge Vuitton's La Couche de Diable. That's lovely, that, Catherine. I love that. Has anybody smelled La Couche de Diable? One of the new Serge Vuittons.
I really would like to try it.
It's really nice. It's really nice. It's a lovely amber fragrance.
There's supposed to be oud in it as well.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it when I smelled it briefly, but I've never worn it.
I think it's really nice. I just wish it was in the old packaging. That's all. I haven't got any of the new ones, just the old ones.
I'm not a big fan of the new packaging, the bigger bottles and the bigger label.
No. Yeah. And the different font, even the font does me head in. It's like, why have you changed? Like, it's like a digital font rather than like the old classic sort of.
Yeah, a digital font.
Like a digital font. It's not. It just doesn't. It's not the Surge I fell in love with.
Almost bad as the Bond HTTP. You remember that
yellow bottle?
The yellow bottle with the blue
and
branding.
What do you think about new Guerlain's bottle, Eugene?
I personally like them. I like them a lot. I think they're very functional compared to the older gold tall bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there is one thing I don't like about them, and it is the sprayers. So I'm a heavy sprayer, and I can notice and I feel as I'm spraying the sprayer
Mhm.
rotates, like instead of spraying, like it starts to turn like a sprinkler like this as I'm spraying. I'm like, this is really
Right.
strange. I've never had that experience before until I've tried these, but it's become like I've become so aware of it that it's just it's annoying. And I'm very OCD. I like to have my sprayer pointing like straight out of the bottle.
Yeah,
And every
sure.
time I'm done spraying, it's like it's turned 30 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm sad that I didn't buy Louis because they repackaging it.
Yes.
And I've seen it online, and I was hesitating, but too long. I was hesitating too long. 2 days.
I actually
and
grabbed
it
it.
was gone. Yeah.
Just
Mm.
I don't know, 3 weeks ago or something.
It's a quality.
It is a great perfume. It's
Mhm.
modern, but it feels like they've taken this theme on classical perfume.
Yeah, it impressed me instantly. The smell instantly impressed me.
Great perfume.
Yeah, the
And I like
carnation
that
and clove.
it's very restrained. It's not a powerful perfume. I
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
that's what I prefer. Yeah, that balance.
It's subtle. It's like a
Mhm.
But it's
sure.
It's very similar to Bois d'Armani in the dry down though.
Right.
They are.
I find Bois d'Armani
exactly.
much sweeter.
Yeah, but I compared them side by side, and the dry down was, it's so very similar. So I don't know. I wasn't disappointed. I kind of knew it would be that way, but I read about it. But the clove and carnation top
Beautiful.
is really nice. So doesn't
Stunning.
matter.
Yes, I agree. I
I
think
owned
there's
that bottle, but it got stolen from me.
No.
How dare they?
Yeah, alongside 100 other bottles that I had.
You lost
It's a long,
100 bottles?
it's a long story, but yeah, I'm still recovering.
Should we not go and find these people and break their legs?
Are you traumatized?
I am traumatized. It's like somebody killed my babies.
Oh Lord.
Christ.
What on earth?
I can't even imagine what that must
that
felt like.
that includes Iris Ganesh, like the first one. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
What
I
has
am
happened?
traumatized. It's a long story.
Okay.
But yeah,
It's okay. You don't have to share if you don't want to, but
maybe
it's
a story for another
unfortunate that you
time.
had to deal with that.
Yeah.
And may I ask, what's the difference between EDT and EDP Shalimar? I mean, with the density of the smell, if you can express, or sorry for disturbing.
What's the difference? I don't know.
Okay.
It's how do you describe that? You know,
It's probably the lighter
I don't
version.
think there's much difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I only have EDP, and I was hesitating to blind order EDT. It will be probably similar but lighter, is maybe for the summer.
Right. They're just differently concentrated.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine the EDP is a little bit smokier.
Yeah.
But
Shalimar
both are great. I wear mostly EDT. That's only because I lost my EDP bottle, but I don't think about too much. Whichever concentration you can get your hands on is fabulous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. The same with L'Heure Bleu with Mitsuko.
Yeah, I need to repurchase that one.
Yeah, I'll do it because Shalimar is worth it. It's really, really interesting. It's like predecessor of Musc Ravageur, but not that sweet.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
What do you think about that? How do you feel it?
You know, when I wear Musc Ravageur, I don't think about Shalimar. It's not something that comes to mind.
Neither me.
Ever. And I get they're both like these woody orientals, and they're powdery and sweet, and they got vanilla, but I feel like they're both very different. I don't find Musc Ravageur is that golden, powdery hue of amber that Shalimar is.
Yeah,
I
but
don't find it
can-
as resinous either.
Yeah, but I see
It's
the
more
connection.
creamy. Shalimar
Yeah.
is more dry and dusty.
But I can see the connection where Maurice Roussel was inspiring, like, or from some point.
You know, if we're gonna say that, then we got to say every modern Oriental is inspired by Shalimar or whatever came before Shalimar.
Yeah.
Like you got to say Grand Soir. Serge Louton's is
Amber Sultan.
Ombre Sultan.
Anna,
Blanca Imperial.
Agree. Everything.
Oh, what is this?
What's that?
Have you? I'm thinking about Rich right now. Have you?
Vivara.
Have you seen that?
I have not seen that. Tell me more.
That's really nice. I actually don't remember the notes, but it's.
Can you pull it back just a little bit?
Because of the focusing. Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
right.
Signor Vivara.
Signora Vivara. What kind of perfume is it? Is it a cologne? Is it a?
I think it actually doesn't say, which is kind of weird.
Is it like like what style of cologne? What style of like perfume is it? Is it like an amber? Is it an oud? Is it a?
What's the genre?
No. That's right. It's frozen.
God, I haven't smelled it for a while. I think it would probably qualify as a. I'm not sure. It feels like a shipwreck, actually.
Okay.
But it could be Fougere as well. But it's I was just curious if you have seen it before, Rich.
I have not seen it. I've heard of it. I have heard of it, but I haven't seen it before.
Rich feels stumped for the first time.
Yeah.
The vintage. No, I love learning about new vintage, new old stuff.
And this one.
Ooh.
Oh, where's Yara? Where's Yara? Oh, what's that?
Here.
Oh, hello.
Parure.
Good.
Parure.
Shit, I've never seen that presentation.
I haven't seen that either.
That's a small one. 30 mil.
Wow, that is a unicorn.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We have this this auction site in Sweden, which is fairly small, but sometimes people just sell stuff that they don't really know what it is, and you can pick them up fairly cheap. So it's really nice.
Don't tell Rich about that auction site; it'll be cleaned out quite quick.
That's right. Yes.
People don't tend to ship abroad, so that's some do, but most don't.
Yeah,
so it's quite local. Yeah.
I asked my friend, and he says he has got some vintage Shalimar if you want. Are you on Instagram?
Yeah.
Right. If you go to Eugene, if you find Eugene and send him a message, he'll tell you where it is.
Okay, I'll do that.
And then he can just get.
Month.
No, there's no pressure. I'm just saying it's a good place to know about.
Man, that's really nice. Thank you very much.
No problem.
So,
no problem.
And I'm just showing you some bottles, if it's okay.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Balmain. Ooh,
it's pretty.
What is that?
Jolie Madame.
Balmain.
Yeah.
You're quite picky.
A lot of. I think it's quite heavy on the violet, and I haven't really worn it that much and tried it that much, so I'm not really sure about it. But I mean, one thing that I've been thinking about when I'm listening to you, Rich, and also other people, is that we often, and I'm one of them, I often complain that everything kind of smells similar nowadays. All the designers and so, but absolutely. I mean, I have quite a few vintage bottles, and I mean, they of course do not smell the same, but they are quite similar in structure. Almost all of them from 70s, 80s, for example.
Yeah,
So,
the ones that have hung
I mean-
around. Yeah, the ones. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, I'd prefer that style. You know, if modern perfume was like that, I would buy more modern perfumes. Like, if this stream was taking place in the 80s, I would be like, I love modern perfume. It's great.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, they were exactly the same way as I mean, big brands are today. They copy each other and they kind of smell the same. So nothing new there, actually.
Yeah. It seems like once there's a style set in place, most brands chase that.
Yeah.
Or they're doing
If something
similar
makes money,
things.
yeah. It's if something makes money, everybody else is going to try and copy. You look at the thing with Aventus, you know, and the blue fragrance. So all you've got to do is look at Aventus and the blue fragrance. Everybody's going to copy everything. It's like Koros was really popular and really famous in the 80s, and there are a lot of pissy sheepras from the 80s. You know, even Guerlain's Derby. Guerlain's Derby is their answer to stuff like Antaeus and Koros. You know, it's a sheepra. It's a leather sheepra. It's got their twist on it, but it's basically doing that type of thing. Anyway, even Guerlain.
All right, here's a question for you. So Bleu de Chanel is obviously the first blue to kick off, you know, the blue trend. What would be the blue fragrance of vintage perfume that kicked off the sheeper trend, the patchouli oak moss thing?
So you're talking about fougères or sheepras?
Sheepras. So the 70s, 80s sheepras, what set those off?
Could be Koros or Antaeus. I would have thought.
I'm not exactly sure.
That's a hard question, Eugene.
Yeah.
What came before it that was like that?
You'd have to go through your collection and kind of start culling them until you get to the latest one or the earliest one.
I'm rummaging through a box because I've recently moved, so everything is in boxes, which is painful.
I have a question, Eugene.
Yes.
When we say like vintage, what do we mean? Like pre-2000, or?
Well, vintage means 25 years or older, doesn't it? But I guess when Rich is talking about vintage, he's going back to 70s and 80s. When I hear Rich say vintage, I'm assuming he's talking 70s and 80s.
Yeah, I also imagine like 80s and back.
Vintage can also refer to the first formulation of when a perfume was released. So Dior Homme came out in 2005, and when somebody says vintage Dior Homme, I'm imagining they're talking about the very first release, the original release.
Yeah, I
sure.
don't know if there's a hard and fast. I don't know if there's a hard and fast set answer. When I use the term vintage, I often use it in the way that it's not pre-modern, but the latest iteration. So Dior Homme 2005, I could say the Dior Homme 2005 version is the vintage version of that perfume because it's the first one. And there's been a couple since. It depends on the context. I get the question. I get where the question's coming from because there's no dictionary definition of what like a vintage perfume is.
Right.
But for me, it's something that, it's for me, it's something that is pre the latest. And then I would have to like qualify that when I said it, if that makes sense. Maybe I don't qualify it enough.
What's that?
So Taffy J was asking if that parure was the umbrella shaped bottle. It looks similar to the umbrella shape. I don't know if that is technically an umbrella bottle. Do you know, Daniel?
I'm trying to figure out what's the umbrella.
The Guerlain used to have a flacon that was called the umbrella bottle. And it's very much shaped like that.
Okay.
kind of coney.
I don't really know actually, but no, I don't know. But this is I'm not sure that the bigger bottles look like this. This is the 30 ml. So maybe they did in the bigger sizes look the same, or maybe they didn't. I don't know.
They had
But
these
this one-
outrageous caps, almost like this scarf blowing in the wind.
Uh-huh.
Have you got your bottle there, Eugene?
I do.
Can you show us yours?
That
Because
one.
yours is a 50 ml. Sorry.
Ah, you have one. Okay.
Rich, and can I ask you,
What?
do you know Xeris from Givenchy? Because I
Yeah,
wanted to,
Zelius. I
Zelius.
know of it, but I haven't got it.
and don't you know how's the smell like?
No, I can't remember.
Because I don't want to risk it just to blind buy. You understand me.
There's a new one called Zelius Rouge, and that's quite popular as a flanker.
No, the regular one. I mean the regular one, the Xeris, because it was for the good price, around 20 pounds for that.
All right.
Ah,
no,
okay.
I don't know.
Can I see it close?
I won't risk it.
Eugene,
Ah,
nice
okay.
cap.
Guerlain, what's
Yeah,
that?
this is a tester bottle.
Perure.
Parura. What does Parura mean?
Oh,
I've never seen that in their Guerlain's collection. I mean, on the internet. Something special.
it looks.
Yeah, what does perur mean?
I have no
No.
idea. I'll
Perure.
look it up. You give
I
us a
thought
second.
I think
Y'all
I
may
looked
know.
it up once, but I don't remember anymore.
Nice bottle.
So on the back it says Chypre, floral fruity Chypre. And that's exactly
it's-
what it is. Floral,
it's very
leathery,
fruity.
slightly green. Not as green as Chamad, but I see a lot of reflections of Chamad in here.
Mm-hmm.
Aldehydes, sparkling aldehydes. Something nutty. I get a huge rose actually from this. It's got a really dark, rubbery leather note. But it's huge.
smells-
It's a massive floral perfume.
It smells kind of like champagne in the opening.
Yeah, fizzy. That's right.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's nice.
Yeah.
It's very much a Guerlain. If like, it reminds me of Chamad and Mitsuko at the same time.
Yeah, and it has this. I'm kind of reminded of the Dior in the same kind of bottle, or is it Dune? Am I mixing them up? I think it's a marigold note. Is it marigold in Peru?
I'm not sure. I think it's narcissus and hyacinth and rose and iris jasmine.
Okay.
The
Dune.
word Parura means a set of jewels that are supposed to be worn together.
Oh, maybe something sparkly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just wanted you.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
before I talked about the dating the bottles, and this is Chanel number 19, possibly.
Damn.
I don't know if it's. I think it's a 70s bottle. I'm pretty sure it's a 70s bottle. I don't know how early it is, but it came out 71, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Wasn't it 71? Number 19 was launched.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is with the ones that were produced, I think it was, I don't know if it was until late. When was the Iranian war? Was it like 86?
79. 79.
79 it was. Yeah, it was.
I think
Exactly.
so, yeah.
Yeah. So after 79, they couldn't get hold of the Iranian galbanum. And
Ah,
yeah, so I have this, and I actually have one exactly the same, but yeah, they're not actually the same, because this one is from the early 70s, I think, and the other one is from late or mid 80s, and they do smell quite different actually. But
it was
the
1978. I do beg your pardon. It was 1978.
78, yeah. But I wanted to show you the cap. What I was telling you about the. Yeah, I don't know if it's possible to see, but you can see. Is it possible to focus on that?
So
There is kind of a band. You see, like a opaque band. That is this plastic thing that I've forgotten the name of, which they introduced in 70s. So if it hasn't that kind of plastic thing around the neck of the cap, it could be earlier than 70s. So probably late 60s. I was just going to show you that. If someone is having struggle finding out the age, because there is a good page somewhere there where you can get help dating bottles, but they're quite like 50s and 70s, and they kind of jump between the decades. So yeah, but this is fantastic actually. This is so smooth, and the galbanum is, I mean, it's bitter, but it's almost kind of like it's had this kind of immortelle depth to it, like this hay kind of
leathery hay.
roundness. What?
Leather and hay.
Yeah, it's another kind of galbanum than in my other bottle, I perceive. So if you have the chance to to smell or find a bottle from the Iranian time, yeah, it's different. I mean, I'm not going to say it's everyone needs to think that it smells better, but it's different. But those are fantastic as well.
Nice collection.
Yeah.
And pricey as well. Pricey too.
I actually bought this from Hong Kong. Can you believe that? On eBay. I think I paid $40.
Do you ever worry about the authenticity when you're buying something?
I think no, because I think I can spot the fake ones. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could happen, of course, but I mean, if you look at the pictures, if the pictures are good, you kind of see the quality of the craftsmanship of everything, and I think you kind of learn how to see when it's possibly a fake. I mean, it could happen that if you don't buy a sealed bottle, it could happen that someone has filled it with something else. That could happen, of course.
Right.
But otherwise, no. And actually, both these were sealed with the boudrage, or what it's called, and the other one was actually in plastic, so it felt safe that way. And it was a seller that had a really good reputation. So, no.
It's funny. Most of the X-Traits back then were marketed towards women. Like you can't, like the vintages that Rich wears now, many of them don't. I assume almost all of them don't come in X-Trait concentration. You're just seeing men's fragrances come out in parfums now.
Yeah. How old is the Houbigant Perfume version? How long have that been? Fougère Royale. I think that's probably like from one of few that I've actually seen. Yeah. Do you know, Rich?
Rich is gone.
Rich.
Hello.
Hello.
Earth to Rich.
Yes, I am here. You're not. So most of the vintage male concentration is eau de toilette. You don't start even getting eau de parfums until the mid 2000s, and then it's even late mid 2000s, like 2008, 2007, 2009. Before that, it's almost exclusively eau de toilette. Your eau de parfums and your parfums and your extracts were reserved for women because it was always accepted wisdom that it was testosterone that makes the fragrance push, and that gives the power to a fragrance, and that's why women's fragrances always had were always like deeper, thicker concentrations.
Uh-huh.
So you don't get many, if any, eau de parfums, parfums, and extracts in vintage fragrances. I've never seen them.
Have you
Understood.
Sorry?
There is the Houbigant Fougère Royale.
Yes, I've got a bottle of the new one.
There is a perfume version of that one.
Yes,
I've seen.
Yes, but that only came out in like 2000 and.
Okay, yeah.
The parfum's not the original version.
Oh, okay. And it's bloody expensive.
It's very expensive for what it is, especially for what it is. It's just I think it's just a marketing thing. I don't think it's needed. I think it smells a lot like Zeno by Davidoff. I've got Zeno by Davidoff. That smells a lot like that. It's a patchouli lavender sort of fragrance. I don't think there's any need for it to be that expensive at all. Two of the most ubiquitous notes you can get, really. So there's no financial justification in my opinion for the extreme prices of that. I got my eau de toilette for like £100. I was going to ask you, have you got any vintage Cuir de Russie?
No, that one is hard to find. Almost impossible if you're not willing to part with
big money,
sum of money. Yeah, so
that's right.
I'm always on the lookout, but no, impossible.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of those parfum, like the original bottles from like the 30s, but nothing that I would ever actually buy. Like they wanted like £300 for one that was like basically half evaporated.
Yeah.
So
like
no, I don't want to pay that.
Goo. Yeah. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. What's Eugene doing? He's staring at his feet.
Eugene, he's writing.
I'm looking something up.
He's checking out his own feet.
Writing the messages, probably.
Hey guys, can you hear me still?
We can.
Yeah, hello.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, my connection went off, and I wasn't sure if I was still on the stream.
We hear you now.
Oh,
if you
okay,
said anything before that, we didn't hear it.
I couldn't hear you, so I wasn't sure what was going on. Apparently, I didn't have any connection, but I'm still here. Okay.
You're with us.
Right.
You're with
Have
us.
you got any vintages, Yara?
I don't think so. Not anymore, at least. No, I don't have any. I would love to get into it, but it's a rabbit hole. I don't know.
It's like you almost
Maybe
got to
one day.
decide what path, what route you want to go down, and then it's a completely different rabbit hole as well. And they're all very deep. You know, once you get sucked in, it's hard to navigate, or you're like, do I want to start another rabbit hole?
Exactly.
Like I've been on the vintage ones for like years now, and it's like you would have thought, since vintage is like time limited, that there would be like a bottom that you would eventually reach, and you'd say, "Yay, I have won! I have conquered! There's
no end in sight.
There is no end in sight. I am deeply lost. I am a lost man. I am not coming back." You know what I mean? It's like yeah, it's I'm gone. It's bonkers.
Let me
It's,
ask you this, Rich. When you think about your perfume collection, do you ever think that it is the best collection out there because it's the one that you've curated?
It's the best collection for me out there. I wouldn't want to have anyone else's collection. I wouldn't swap my collection for anyone else's. There
I
are
would
certain
add somebody else's collection to mine.
Can you hear me?
But-
No?
Sorry.
Yeah, we hear all of you. What did
I-
you say,
I-
Yara?
I just said that I'd add somebody else's collection to mine, but I wouldn't swap it. No.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
I think it's a personal thing. It's like there is my collection is for me. It says something about me, and I think it's the same for everyone. I hear Finn. I hear a boy.
I don't hear you, Daniel. No.
Oh, I just said we could add Eugene's collection to ours.
Did you hear that?
I can hear Hillary, but very slightly.
Oh, I just said
I would
that.
swap mine for
she'd add
Eugene's
yours collection.
collection. For
Yep.
sure.
Absolutely.
Daniel, click off and then come back on. Here's the link.
It will be okay. Sometimes it happens. Yeah. Now it's working.
No. Remove yourself and then come back on. That usually helps.
Whoop.
It's like I sometimes think about what I want to do. Do I want to just keep going the way I am, or do I want to start something new or discover and explore? Like, I'm sure there's this whole other world out there that I don't know about, and you know, it's deep, it's challenging, and there's a lot going on.
Yeah, never ending.
You know, it's complicated.
You think it's a phase or?
You there, Daniel?
Yeah, I think I'm back. My
okay.
phone told me to go to sleep, and then everything went bananas.
Yara, do I think it's a phase?
Mm-hmm.
Do I think what is a phase?
Oh, this hobby, whatever.
No, I don't think it's a phase. I think this is something that I'm going to enjoy for the remainder of my life. But what I'm saying is, I don't mean a rabbit hole outside of perfume, but let's say to go start chasing a vintage or to start chasing oud, or do I just keep on the same track that I'm on? Right? But sometimes I think it could just be one small purchase or one small discovery that opens the door to a whole new world. Right?
Can be.
If you discover something that you connect on, like on a deeper level than all the other things that you were familiar with, it might open up, you know, this whole new rabbit hole for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You go.
No, go on.
You go. No, I was just saying that actually I've been like not really interested in interacting in the perfume community very much for quite a while, and then I bought this Chanel No. 5 vintage and opened the lid, and I kind of fell back into, wow, this is really.
What did your collection look like before the vintages?
I think I've been kind of simultaneously collecting vintages and niche and older designers, maybe not vintage, but kind of the older ones that hasn't turned vintage, and whenever that is. So I haven't been on a one-track road. I don't think so. No.
Okay. It's a good way of keeping fresh. And
I just wanted to thank Eugene for how he said he doesn't like sweetness in perfumes, or he can't stand the sweet perfumery. I completely am in the same phase now. Can't stand them, and I don't want them in my collection, and it got bored me. Everything that I got that is sweet or overly sweet.
But
There's
that could
there's
change.
there's different kinds of sweet though. Like
Yeah, you're right.
What do you think it is about sweet notes that most enthusiasts don't enjoy?
bubblegum.
But what is
Or
it about bubblegum that we don't allow ourselves to enjoy? What is the association to
It's not
bubblegum?
it's not special, I guess. It's very juvenile. Like I don't
Because,
know.
yeah, because bubblegum is like an everyday sort of thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
I understand that. I
All
get
right.
that. How you can
I get
like you
that.
can just go out and smell bubblegum or chew bubblegum or taste bubblegum whenever you want. It's like if you're going to go out and spend loads of money on a bottle of perfume, I don't want to smell something I can get for like under £1
Right.
at the garage, you know?
Or something that reminds you of kids.
like
Yes.
childhood and
When you were a kid, yeah.
like lollipoppy and like screaming red color.
So what is it about other people that allow them to enjoy the same things that we don't?
Maybe they're not that much into the game, or they're in the start of the journey.
I think
They're more
That's that
pleasant.
I reflect myself when I started 6 years ago or 5 years ago, and the tastes are constantly changing. Depends how you evolve and what you're discovering.
Yeah, but I think that's one thing I've actually learned, that I don't get rid of practically any bottles at all, because I really do know that in a month I could very much appreciate one thing that I didn't really like before, and that could possibly be a sweet one, which I'm not a huge fan of generally. I mean, it's not my favorite genre, but I have kind of made the lessons a couple of times now or more.
I
will change.
Yeah. I've noticed the temperature outside completely influence how it comes to you, if you like it or if you don't. Like, for instance, in the summer, I can stand the sweetness of Hermes colognes, like or the Mandarin Ambre or Un Jardin series. Un Jardin sur le toit. It's too sweet. But when I use it in the wintertime, it reminds me the summertime. And I've just come to that way, how to use the summer fragrances or summer colognes during the winter time, because they're not that they're not sweet, because the temperature is low, and that sweetness it's completely fine. It's not irritating me, so I can use them when it's 5 degrees, or it's completely different when it's above the 20 degrees, and when it's around 0, it can be fine. Like,
I started off sweet and ended up dirty, says Margie.
Same.
And I like that.
Yeah. And then you could quite possibly go back to sweet again.
Right. You have that option available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can choose.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I have realized that. I mean, it's like you say, it's the temperature and weather, of course, because the molecules leave your body or wherever you've sprayed it in different speeds, depending on the heat. So your nose will kind of get hit with the molecules in different ways, depending on the temperature.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
But then again, it's also so much about yourself and how you feel and how your perception is of yourself at a certain time that makes the perfume click or not.
Yeah, not to be quick to judge just on first impression. Yeah, sometimes I come back to my older bottles and try them in different season, and they work. Yeah.
Do y'all like dirty perfumes?
What do you can you just
Depends. It depends on what they're contrasted with. I don't just like straight shit. I think you've got to have contrast. I think you've also got to, it's also got to be about the quality of like how it's made. You can't just have dirt for dirt's sake, otherwise you end up like just smelling like shit.
Right.
Yeah, you mean all those?
That's my wife would
barnyardy
say.
or-
Let's say pissy or barnyardy or
Mhm.
human tones, elements, sexual, decaying florals.
When we're talking about the quality, like Frederick Malle, the Moon, and all those high quality levels, yeah, I can see that quality, that they are made of quality ingredients. So I don't want to be a critic of this kind of art, but generally I don't want to wear something like barnyardy.
You don't? What about you, Daniel?
I think I'm more like Rich. It needs to be transposed to something that kind of makes it ambiguous and therefore interesting. Because if it's only smells like shit, then it gets boring. Because I mean,
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, one scent that doesn't smell like shit, but one that came to mind, and I also think that Rich posted something about it, is Hame Eau de Hame.
Yeah, like
the
when you
vintage one. Yeah.
Yeah, like when you're the only one in the room who can appreciate of the philosophical factor of the shittiness.
Yeah.
That Eau de Hermes has got the cumin, and the Eau de Hermes by itself would just smell like sweat. But since it's contrasted with the citruses, it gives it like a fire, like a hot warmth, and it's very, very clever. It's very clever. And it's the same thing that Pierre Bourdon did with Koros. He contrasted the piss with soap. Two completely different things. And he did the same with the Ventus, pineapple and smoke. Two things that have absolutely no earthly right to be anywhere near each other. And then if you contrast them and do it properly, then it makes a brilliant perfume.
And Rich,
sorry?
You've tried Noir Épice from Hermeson's line?
Noir Épice is Frederick Malle.
I was going to say,
Noir Épice.
Épice Marine.
Épice Marine.
I've tried it, but I can't remember it.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago I tried, and then I immediately knew what Eugene was talking about and why he appreciates Eau de Hermes so much. Because Eau de Hermes is the original and that unique scent, that Noir Épice, Épice Marine seems to me as a copy of the Eau de Hermes. Eau de Hermes is much better and is that original scent, what Jean-Claude Ellena was inspired by. And it's much better money. So I got that Eau de Hermes, and I returned it into the shop because it reminds me that sweatiness, but it was a quality. It was something that I can appreciate right now when I compare it with the whole how's the Hermeson's line. It's so overpriced when you try all the bottles from that series, and it pissed me off a bit. How they charge so much money when you have Eau de Hermes, for instance, for the 60 euros, and then you have Noir Épice or Épice Marine. It always happened to me for the third time in live stream, and they charge you more than 200 euros, and it's almost identical smell, or it reminds you the Eau de Hermes, if you know that. And if you try that,
But then again, you can turn it around and say that's fantastic that poor people can afford really nice smells that you could
Yeah,
actually
sure.
get
Yeah, sure.
people to pay really much
Yeah.
money for.
Yeah, but when you really know about all those things that you are interested into the depth, into the perfumery, and the more you are there, the more you know, and then you can be much more critical and more picky as you are,
Yeah.
and or as we are, and that's good. That's what I appreciate. And maybe I don't like any kind of a hype of like in all those influencers that I let myself influenced by many influencers years ago, and then you discovered your own style, or you create your own styles by buying the bottles like Hermes and something different. Yeah, from the masses. That's my attitude.
Yara, how do you feel about skanky perfumes? Let's hear from you.
Right.
How do you feel about skanks?
Or that too. Hillary, you can come on and share your sentiments.
Sure.
We're here
Let's
together.
start with skanky perfume.
Okay, so for me, I don't smell skank anymore. Really, I think like I don't know, musks. I love like Dior musk. I don't think it's stinky or anything. But like what's stinky to me is like milky smells or metallic. I think that is dirty to me. Cumin works well on my skin. I don't have a problem with that. So
It doesn't work well on mine.
no, it does not work. It doesn't work on everybody. No,
Yeah.
it's very personal, I think.
Spray like a cumin based or like a fragrance with cumin on her skin and it smells great. And then as soon as she sprays it on me, it's just like, oh,
Bio.
yeah.
Yeah.
And do you try to spray the perfumes on the clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me as well, because it's much more longer lasting.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of one of those BO scents, how have you tried Sauvage Noir by Serge Lutens?
I may have like 8 years ago, but I have no recollection.
That's because that's a BO bomb. But if you can get through it, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, have you smelled Hyrax from Zoologist?
No,
I haven't smelled any. I haven't. The only zoologist I've smelled was T-Rex.
It is the single dirtiest thing I've ever smelled in my life. And, you know, as somebody who deals with dog anal glands for a living, that is everything I try to get away from on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's why they call zoologists like zoo. Animalic. I don't know. Yeah. I don't have any possibility to try them here in Czech Republic because they are not offering them. Maybe there's one niche shop in Prague, but I'm not sure. There were probably a few bottles, but I don't want to be distracted now by buying something and just to fall in love with another brand.
Oh, no.
Sometimes it's too risky when you try them all.
Yeah.
So what's in hand? What? Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just saying we like to buy like, you know, full house sample sets. And it sounds like a great idea until we're like, well, okay, so we need 5 of these bottles.
That's right. I was going to do that with Acro. Those new Acro look great. And I'm interested in that. But like you say, it's like when you do that, it's like, I need like half of these.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when I got the Les Indemnidables, I was like, well, I need at least 4 of these, and they're like 200 quid. They're like 200 quid for 50 ml.
Yeah,
and
we
it's
only so far, but I know we need the Musc de Sable and Cuir de Chine.
Queer, yeah.
Yeah,
Queer
and
really
what's
nice.
another one? I don't know. We need most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you smelled the Amber Prosciutto yet? Ambra Supreme, I beg your pardon.
Oh, the new one. No.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, it's
Is it
beautiful.
good?
Yeah, it's
And what do you
beautiful.
think about
It's like,
Acro? I've seen some reviews from Slovakian guy about Acro, but he probably got the free bottle or because he's YouTuber. But I don't know how's the smell like. I mean, Acro.
Is this like Acro Awake and Acro
Yeah, the Awake and Dark.
Yeah.
The
Awake
most,
and Dark?
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah.
There's one that smells like beef jerky.
I loved the smoke. My favorites were smoke and malt. They were my favorites.
Oh, malt was the boozy one?
Yeah, it smelled
It was-
like beer.
it
Like
was
actual
okay.
beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were reviewing the smoke and the other one. I cannot remember the name.
Yeah, smoke legitimately smells like sizzling bacon and beef jerky. It's it's really weird. It's very meaty for sure. Is Eugene
what's Eugene doing?
laps? I think he's doing laps.
I think he's doing laps as well. Yeah, he is.
I'm
He's
I've got these splinters in my hand, and they're really torturing me.
Uh-huh.
So I went to go get some nail. I'm gonna pull them out while you guys are
Okay.
discussing perfume.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Eugene. Tell them about Ambra Supreme.
Ombre Supreme is the 10% tinctured ambergris. And ambergris on its own is not a very pleasant smell. But this is, it's just overdosed with ambergris, but it smells pleasant. It smells really good, actually. I don't find it dirty as I thought or I was expecting. It actually smells very clean. And I know they wanted to really highlight ambergris, so they didn't want to pair it with too many other strange things. That way they can let the ambergris shine. But to me, it's just a very warm, golden, sensuous perfume. When you wear it and your skin gets warm, it kind of like jumps off, and it has this really nice warmth to it. I don't know how to explain it. As terms of smell, to me, it's very soapy. Like you're all familiar with Ambroxan. Ambroxan is very soapy to me. Slightly metallic. I don't get metallic from this.
But aren't there quite a big variation in quality in Ambergris, which also would affect the kind of how soft and palatable it would be?
Let me get my sample. I've got amber. Okay, so I've got it right here. Well, you're probably thinking Ambroxan.
Perfect.
Me?
Yeah, right.
And to me, this opens up very floral. It seems like they've paired it with some florals.
Eugene, do you like my creepy makeup?
Oh, wow. Let me see. Hang on a second. Where did you go?
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't know. Some sort of weird, creepy
really
scarecrow thing. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Nice.
Like, great.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you look like the Scarecrow from
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to do scarecrow stuff, and then I just tried to be dead scarecrow, and I'm like, oh wait, scarecrows aren't alive. It doesn't matter.
No, it looks great. Very nice. What are you pairing perfume wise?
I don't know. I was thinking about wearing a Liquo from Angela Champagne. It's a licorice and hay fragrance.
Right.
It's very gummy and earthy and delicious. It's like if you like Ravageur from Kilian, the dry down of that, it's like that, but 10 times better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah.
Are you guys going? You're going trick or treating, or just handing out candies? Or are you going?
We're gonna take Finn trick or treating. So he's gonna be Catboy from PJ Masks, and Yara's gonna do her first Halloween. So she's gonna
She's
be.
never has celebrated Halloween.
No.
She's like me. I've never had a costume or put on a mask. Any of that. I never enjoyed anything in my childhood except for causing controversy or chaos.
Yeah, well, she hasn't.
I didn't enjoy things like that.
Either, so yeah, so it's gonna be fun. But yeah, so she's like, I hate it. So I got her it's literally like a body bag costume.
Can we see it?
Yeah, she's not
You want to come on?
I've got to do her makeup and stuff here in a minute, but
she's not complete.
Let us know when she's ready. We'd love to see her.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll turn the camera off and I'll get her makeup stuff on her now. Then the way you can see it.
Sure. All right.
Okay. That's good.
You know, it's slightly leathery too. It's just
But you
really
were saying
warm,
something
soapy, slightly aldehydic.
You were
I
saying
just
something
keep
before
picturing the color gold, but not gold like amber, like an oriental gold. It's much more of a shiny gold. It's interesting.
But that tincture, is it a blend, or is it just ambergris?
It's not just ambergris. They actually released a set of notes with it.
Dan, can we see your collection in a while if you have a time, or if you have some shelf where you have?
What did you say? Sorry.
If we can see your collection, I mean, of perfumes, if you have them in a shelf or somewhere, but in a while.
Mine or UG?
Yeah.
Mine.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in boxes, actually. So because I've just moved, so it's kind of painful. But so they're like in several different boxes in several rooms. So
I thought you stored them completely in a black space or somewhere, like somebody recommends. I don't think it's necessary.
No, I actually do have them in. Had them before in two kind of old furnitures that were kind of crammed, but they were better there than they are right now. But I mean, I'm not gonna take them out because we're gonna move again, hopefully pretty soon. So I'll just have to wait.
I think it's completely all right when you don't face them on a direct sun. I have them in a shelf like Eugene, but I have a blinds here, and I can regulate it, and they are like 1.5 meters from the window, and I don't have any problem after 4 years or 5 years. Nothing has changed. Like
I actually always keep mine in the box, and so that's one of my problems with buying mostly vintages, because I don't like to buy perfumes without their boxes, because I want to keep them there. That's maybe a bit OCD as well, but that's the way it is. So sometimes I just don't. I find a perfume that is, if I would really like it, really like to have it, I would probably buy it. But if it's kind of like, nah, it's nice, but it's without a box, so I'm not gonna buy it.
You're a complete perfectionist, like when you have to have
kind of in that sense, maybe. Yeah.
Somebody was asking about Fumery Turk being pissy. Rich, do you get pissed from Fumery Turk? Because I've never noticed that.
No, I don't get pissed from it. I do get something deep and dank, something like wet, like wet tobacco.
Right.
Like that, but I don't get pissed from it. Certainly not from the new bottle that I just got. But maybe it could be a skin chemistry thing.
I don't have that one, so don't know.
I don't get pissed from it either. I kind of wish I did, but I don't.
would you add piss to everything if you like every
no,
fragrance? Like seriously. I know that came across as like flippant, but what I mean is, like, do you think piss could enhance any perfume?
No, I don't think it's for every perfume. I think it has to be a right setting, and it has to be. You can't just add piss to Sauvage and then make it interesting, right?
No, you're
Well,
right.
there is
I
this
don't know what you could
Italian
add.
There needs to be a connection to the piss. There needs to be a meaning to it.
There is this Italian
and some
brand.
people are probably going to ask, like, how can you make piss meaningful? I don't know. It just makes the perfumes more interesting. It's like, you know, it's just art. You're recreating art, and it's not necessarily that people get so disgusted, like, oh, this guy wants to smell like piss and shit. And no, it's not necessarily that I want to smell like piss and shit. I just find it interesting, just like observing and enjoying a piece of art. Like we humans are the greatest artists out there. We are art ourselves, and it's just, when somebody can interpret that into a perfume, I just find it very fascinating and interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going back billions of years of evolution of this is who we are. This is what we as humans can create: piss and shit, and
how we combine things.
Exactly. Yeah. It's only in the last 100 or 200 years that we started brushing our teeth or using soap and shampoo and shit like that, right?
Yeah, sure.
We've been making piss and shit for years.
Yeah, since the beginning of time, right?
Yeah, and that's what I like about perfumery. And even some girls, they don't get the point how many bottles I can collect, because what is interesting for you? Just to reflect.
Do you get pissed
there
from
is actually
Ravageur?
Maybe
actually, on a really hot day, I can find it a little bit like pissy, but I don't think of piss. Like when I wear these, I don't think that, oh man, I smell like piss or I smell like shit. It's not.
I have 29 batch bottles, so I don't have any kind of piss from that. Maybe the oldest one, the original 2000 version, was heavier and has had maybe. You, Eugene, have the older bottle, or
right?
Or no?
I have a few older bottles, not the original bottle though.
And is that any difference?
Slightly. It's not even enough to notice.
Yeah. People just exaggerate it.
I think the current is still very excellent, and I wouldn't hesitate to purchase what's out there now.
I like that current version. It's the best thing. It's N01.
However, if I could find the original bottle, I would definitely jump on it.
Yeah, sure. Because only because of the Maurice.
I don't think Musc Ravageur is all that. I think Musc Kublai Khan or even Eau de Hermes is more challenging. Eau de Hermes is much more challenging than
for sure. For sure. Yeah.
There is actually an interesting thing about the smell of piss, which I read a few days ago, that cats, they, in their piss, they have some kind of bacteria which could potentially enter into mice or rat, and gets into their brains. And in that way, the rats or mice, they don't get as scared of the cats, because that kind of bacteria makes do something with their brains, and it's that toxic thing that comes from this bacteria. It has a name that I of course forgot now. So the cats can easily catch the rats and mice that have got this infection, and actually a lot of people. I mean, the article said like 2 billion people which have cats or interact with cats probably has that bacteria or that toxic in their brains, which would also mean that they would think that piss actually smells nice.
That's weird.
The nature has
Yeah.
always interesting mechanisms.
Is it the same bacteria that is like dangerous for pregnant women to be around? Because that's pregnant women aren't allowed to
think-
litter boxes. and
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's I can't remember the name of the toxic now, but it's a thing, a real thing. So, and I mean, I had so much cats when I was small. We took cats from all over the places and took them home. So
We had two, but at my parents.
I probably have that
I love,
toxic in my brain.
Yeah, I love cats too. My parents have two, and we saved them from the street.
Yeah. So there is this mechanism that makes a lot of people probably
We have
prone to liking the smell of cat pisses.
we have these stray feral cats in our shop, in the back of the shop, in the shed, in the warehouse where we store stuff, and they've kind of found a home in these sheds. And now there's like 4 new kittens, and before they would always go outside to piss and shit, and just recently the 4 kittens have started pissing inside, and when it gets warm in the shed, the scent really starts to project, and it's very it gets humid in there,
Yeah, I've seen
You
them
like it?
on Eugene's Instagram stories.
and kind of ambery. Do I like it? It doesn't necessarily smell like piss. It's very different than our own. It's much more concentrated. And I'm not even sure if it's the piss or the shit, but it's interest. Like when I go through there, I try and analyze the smell. Like it's kind of gross, but I'm trying to I don't know. I'm trying to put some thoughts to the smell, and it's just really, it's an interesting smell. It's very animalic, but but I think it's got huge performance, like projection and stuff. You can smell it from quite a distance.
Yeah.
Eugene cares about them nicely.
It's quite dense.
One of the doors to our building is there is a spot there where dogs piss all the time because it's
you can feel
it's like so much piss there
instantly,
and it's been there for a long time, so it's kind of matured, and it's so musty, and I haven't gotten any dog piss toxic in my brain because I don't really like that smell. So
that's maybe
it would have
why
been cats,
people,
maybe.
Yeah, that's why maybe people can stand it.
When you go into a public parking lot, going up and down the stairwell, you can smell that. It's like it must be drunks after hours just pissing in the stairway. It's got very much that, but it's much more metallic and cold, and it's just I find human piss actually more awful than cat piss. Comparing that stairwell thing to the back of the shop, it's quite nasty.
Yeah.
As someone who gets peed and pooped on by cats and dogs all the time, I don't know if I would prefer any kind. I think it all sucks.
Sensitive noses.
Oh gosh. Well, like it's like a thing. Like at least I get peed on by a dog at least once a day.
Ew.
Is that out of fear?
Sometimes it's excitement. They're happy to see me.
Okay.
When they poop themselves, that's normally fear, like with the dryer, that sort of thing. Yeah.
How would you feel if a person pissed themselves in the excitement of seeing you? Would you be impressed?
I think it depends on who the person is, to be honest. Like if you did, Eugene, I'd probably be like, well, he's just really special. It's okay. If you did, I
love Eugene humor. He can say some point without any laugh, without any smile. He's pretending he's serious, but he's not. Never. Just making fun whole day. And that's good. That's the best from the life.
Rich,
Hello.
Rich?
what you doing?
I am covering multiple platforms at the minute.
I'm pretty sure Rich is on eBay right now searching vintages.
No, I'm not. I'm actually getting sent some pretty mad shit. Like, I've got a couple of conversations going, and I'm dropping a bollock because I keep saying yes.
Dropping a bollock. What does that mean?
Bollock.
Oh.
A bollock is a ball.
I know, but what does dropping a ball mean?
Dropping a bollock. You drop the bollock. Yeah, you drop the ball.
Bollock.
Bollock.
I only know.
I've dropped the bollock. I have made a mistake.
Sandra Bullock.
It's not literally.
Oh, I do love Sandra Bullock.
Mm-hmm.
Not Bullock. Bollock.
Probably, yeah.
Sandra Bullock is nice though. Underrated.
Yeah, she's sweet.
I would drop that Bullock.
What the? Doing great.
Would you let her pee on you?
I would.
What?
How to feel about it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well.
All right.
Would you let her pee on us?
I don't.
No, I wanted to.
I imagine I would.
Okay.
I try anything once, right?
Exactly.
I always say I'd try anything twice. So.
Right. Yeah. In case you kind of didn't interpret it the right
drop
way
the
the
ball.
first time. Try it again.
I mean, my celebrity crush is Julie Andrews, and she's getting up there in age. So I mean, like, it would be fine if she tinkled a bit when she saw me.
Maybe she couldn't
There's
help
always
it.
fun to talk about that.
Yeah.
Bless her.
I've got shit in my hair once.
What?
Oh, it's happened to me more than once.
Yeah, I got shit in my hair once.
How?
I can't really
dog?
divulge that in a public forum, but
Oh. Was it
I
human?
thought from
I can
From a
almost
bird.
imagine
Definitely
how that
human.
would happen.
it was definitely human, and that's where my comparison to Un Fleur de Cassis came from.
Oh, God bless America. Okay. What a conversation.
yeah, nice and relaxed.
I have to steer it back to perfume. Have you, maybe I missed some of the information that you put out, Eugene, but how far have you come with your stuff?
It's coming along quite nicely. With one very small hiccup over one of the perfumes. It's like we've agreed on the three choices, and I kind of went back and I said, you know what? There's something in the second perfume that just feels a little bit too green and metallic to me, and metallic really throws me off, and it takes away from the warmth. Can we do something about that? So we're going to meet in the next couple of days and discuss what we can do. So everything's coming around great. Thank you for asking. I'm really happy.
What I like about Eugene, he's not hurrying about that. He's really picky and precious. That's what I like.
Is there any piece of shit in your
Precise.
perfume?
Sorry for that.
Sorry?
Is your new perfume pissy? Or are any of your new things pissy?
No.
No.
There is a very slight Hyraceum note in one of the perfumes that may make it come off slightly dirty.
Okay.
And one of them is cinnamony, as you mentioned, or
did I say that?
No,
I can't remember saying that.
sorry for that. Don't know if you when you explain it how it smells in some of your previous videos on YouTube, but I don't know. No, you mentioned you like cinnamony ice cream or something, and I completely switched it.
Right. Yes. I don't like hot tamale cinnamon though. Yeah, we were talking about flavors for ice cream and dip. And
Yeah,
stuff.
flavors. Sorry
Yeah.
for that. So I've got it as a connection with your own perfume or something. So I said, yeah, cinnamon. I like spicy things, and will it be possible to order it in Europe?
We're working on that. I don't know 100% for sure, but we're working on it.
I'm just asking only if I can get it in Czech Republic, because Canada and Czech Republic is far away. So if I can be in connection over that smell, just to taste it and try it.
Hopefully,
and if it will be good.
I'm trying to find like a European distributor, so I don't have to ship from here, which would be safer for everybody.
Sure.
But going back to that, so that middle perfume is, I had asked them to add a bergamot and a clove to the perfume, just to give it more of an opening, like an introduction. And he did, and I thought it was quite nice until I started to get to know it, and I was like, oh, like it really adds a lot of green and metallic notes. And I said to him, like, I'm not sure if I like this. And he said, his response was basically, he doesn't get that on his skin at all. Like, he doesn't get the metallic. He says, my skin must be pulling out those notes itself. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I definitely don't want that metallic accord in there. I don't like it. And I imagine if my skin can pull it out, somebody else's will be able to as well.
How many times?
I'm sure you will be
try?
precise with picking the note. Yeah, the notes.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm sure you will be precise. Sorry for that. Go on.
No, I was just wondering how many times do you try it out?
I've worn it already 4 times, and every single time I can get it. However, in the modification before and the modification after, I don't get those metallic notes. So I know exactly what it is, because that was the one where I asked him to add, certain things. So we're going to go back and look at it. Hopefully that'll clear it up.
It's not that easy as it looks or as it seems.
No. There's a lot of moving pieces that go into this.
Yeah, always.
You really need to be like organized. And there's always something to do.
Agree. Where's Rich? What he's doing?
I'm still here. Somebody is currently trying to sell me Bleu de Chanel soap.
Just go to Rich if you got something to get rid of.
I just don't want Bleu de Chanel soap. Why? To be fair, I have just bought. Well, I say I have just bought. There's somebody trying to sell us something outrageous by Jean Petit called Voyage, and it comes with like a boat. It comes with a boat, like a die metal boat, pure die cast metal, and he wants like 75 Canadian for it, and I'm like, yeah, all right. So I thought I would just have that, which was nice.
Eugene, have you tried? Speaking of metallic notes, I saw one of the people writing something about it. Have you tried Fille de Berlin?
I have.
The
rose, yeah, and I remember liking it very much. Was that metallic? I don't remember metallic coming from there.
It's more like for me, it's more like a rose in a fumed up street. When cars have driven and like the smell of the pavement, like with residues of metal and a bit fumy. But I think I associate it with metallic note.
I don't remember metallic. From memory, I'm thinking a spring rose, a fresher spring rose.
I associate metallic notes with Dior Sauvage, which I completely don't like because of that metallic note in the intro. And the Platinum Egoist, it has a bit of that too.
It has a very big metallic note.
Yeah, that's what irritates me about that. And what I like is Egoist, only Egoist, because this is smooth sandalwood. It's really classy, gentlemanish scent, fragrance, completely. I want to get
as much as I try to overlook the metallic and platinum Egoist, it's like that's all, you know, that's what I go to. It always comes up on my skin, and I just I don't know.
I can't
like I can't avoid that metallic thing. Very sharp. I see a very distinct, like a red color, almost the color of a carnation or something when I wear Egoist. It's very shiny, silvery, and red. I don't know what's pulling the red out, but maybe I think it's floral.
I was thinking, because there are different kind of metallic notes. One is the one that is used to smell like blood and more like iron, and then there's like other metallic notes that are more colder actually. So there are the ones that
I'll have that.
the one that I
Oh, sorry.
What did you say, Rich?
Sorry. I'm talking about something else. Sorry.
Yeah.
And in what perfume you can feel that bloody.
No, I was
blood
just thinking about Opus 10 from Amouage, because that has this blood note, which is more like iron, and of course it's a cold note, but it's not as cold as other metallic notes.
I get
so
that.
Of course,
I get that from Byredo MM Ink, cold and metallic-y, like blood.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Mink reminds it, like if you were to take a bowl and fill it with blood and fill it with a couple of hard-boiled eggs and just mash it and put it in the refrigerator, come back a few hours later, that's what Mink smells like.
Yeah, I agree with that. But it turns out quite different within an hour.
Yeah, you enjoy
Very
that?
much. I can't say I've spent too much time with it. So, but I do know that it dries down to a quite nice patchouli scent. But I need to be in a very special mood to enjoy it from top to bottom.
Yeah. I don't usually have the time for that. I can't get past the top. It's like I don't want to wear it.
No.
It's definitely more on the artistic side than function. It's not something I would see just a casual perfume wearer to pick up and wear because they love it. Yeah, for me, it's challenging. I find that more challenging than wearing piss and shit.
Yeah.
Quite an interesting collection.
Almost, it's almost like Oud 27 from Labo, which is another cold perfume. Very damp and dank.
I haven't tried that, actually. I haven't tried many Labos at all. I've tried Iris and Santal. That's about it.
What'd you think of the Santal?
They never really... I don't know. I was expecting something, I don't know, something quite bad, and it wasn't that bad. And that's probably because I've listened to you guys. So I think it was okay, but it was underwhelming, I guess, is the word. Yeah.
I've tried Lab Danum 18 and the Tonka 25, and the Tonka 25 is completely not Tonka at all. Not interesting at all. The Tonka, but Lab Danum 18 reminded me
Musc Ravageur.
Musc Ravageur, but softer version and more floral, just a copycat. No, that's what you said.
Tonka feels more.
I wanted to.
Tonka 25 feels more like cedar, like cinnamon and cedar than Tonka.
You mean Tonka 25? That's I wanted to try it because you mentioned that brand, and I wanted to know how it smells and what's the quality level of what they produce and what they make. And like the other ones.
Has anyone tried the matcha, the new Labo matcha, the tea?
I cannot get that sample in Prague anywhere, but I'm not sure. I've tried, but I don't want to only go to the shop for the samples.
Speaking of Tonka, have anyone tried Elisab's Tonka number 10?
Not here, no.
I only have Amber, the NO3, number 3.
Okay.
That's a line that's difficult for us to find here. So you really, if you want it, you got to look for it. You got to search.
Yeah.
They're not available anywhere in Canada.
Oh, it was dirt cheap in Europe. I think you can still find some of them, but
yeah.
A period you could get probably all of them for around, I don't know, 60 euros or something.
Yeah. So, here's the one online shop. You can get maybe 3 of them. There's a Rose, like number 1, and Amber, maybe Oud sometimes, Neroli, which I don't care, but I wanted to get number 10.
Neroli is a pleasant scent, but for me, it just doesn't have enough depth to carry interest.
Yeah, Neroli is a pleasant note to me as well, but it depends how they combine it with the other things.
But the thing with Elisab's line is that they don't have any, probably maybe there's 1 or 2 maybe that has musk in the base, but they don't have any musk at all, which I think is quite refreshing and quite nice, because when they're gone, they're gone, you know, and you can reapply something else and you don't have anything left. So I think, I
prefer Orange Blossom than Neroli as well, Rudy.
Neroli is the worst.
Neroli can become metallic as well and sharp, while Orange Blossom is warmer and has the powdery facets. I like that.
The worst Neroli in my life was the bright Neroli from Ferrari, which I tested, which I got blindboard. What do you think about that?
Don't even know it.
Yeah,
I've tried it. I think it was, I mean, for what it cost, and so it was okay. It was kind of weak, and but it was sharp. I mean, it was for the price, it was quite good actually. I think at least for the price, you could get it on discounters, but yeah.
Have any of you tried the Guerlain Santal Paurosa? No.
None of the new ones. I have.
Do you guys have access to Guerlain in Sweden or Czech?
Yeah, we have in Prague the only one. They have completely everything there in Prague, but there's only one shop that you can get.
So there in Prague, do you have access to the classics, or is it just the new exclusive?
Yeah, they are the classics from Habit Rouge, Jiki, and everything into the less orientals. That's what I got the samples, and then I blind buy it over the online shop. Yeah.
How about you, Daniel, in Sweden?
I think it's. I don't really know. I'm not living in Stockholm anymore, so in Stockholm you can find quite a lot of the exclusive brands. So I'm not sure if they have it in Enco or the big shop there, but so it's closer for me to go to Copenhagen, and I haven't been there for quite a while because of the COVID, so I haven't really looked up that specific brand, Guerlain, but I will soon. So where I live, it's very, very hard to get the good stuff. Yeah, unfortunately. So I'm foraging the internet.
You're still diving in for the classics, right? The vintages.
Yeah, and actually, you can find very much of the good stuff, the niche and the exclusives sometimes from Germany. So Germany has extremely much.
Hang on a second.
That's it.
One second. Look at this. Oh, hi, Finn.
Hey.
Cat boy.
Oh,
Nice.
whoa.
That's Yara. This is Mom, the scarecrow. This is Yara, the dead boy. I'm Cat boy, the finish.
I'm going to have nightmares tonight, Finn.
As you want trick or treating.
Yeah. Do you want to show Mommy and Yara's perfumes?
Tons of energy.
Here's this one.
What is
Ooh,
that?
that's a nice
This
bottle.
This
That's a
is
big
Angela
one.
Champagne's Liqueur. This is the
Wow.
licorice and hay,
Even though
gummy,
it's-
earthy.
Look at that cap. That cap reminds me of a rose window in a cathedral.
Yeah, it's real
Uh-huh.
fancy.
Navigator.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then Yara.
I went with salt and vetiver. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And you're the dead person.
Yara's a dead person, so apparently she's
Yeah.
smelling like she was found in a pile of dead leaves.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Damn.
Walk back.
Yeah.
Oh
All right.
god, this is ridiculous.
Okay, so
And
Well, you guys look great.
thanks. We're gonna go trick or treating. I hope you guys have a good night.
Thanks for coming on. It was good to see y'all.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
Finn,
yo.
Finn, I hope you find lots of candy, but make sure Mummy checks it before you
Boy,
eat it.
look at some candy.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Eugene. Bye.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye now. That was funny.
Kids.
Lots of energy. The kids.
Yeah, we had a bunch of kids here before.
Mhm.
They just ran into the ball and just scuffed up everything and just ran out again. We were like, what happened? Nothing left. No, but
Eugene, what do
Germany
you say?
Germany is a really good place to get cheap, expensive perfumes, so to speak.
Well, mhm.
And they actually do ship to Sweden, so that's good. So I actually got a couple of the Guerlains, the old bottles, Bois d'Armagny. I'm blanking here. Songe de Bois d'été.
Mm.
It's
Lovely.
now Bois Mystérieux.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, and actually 4 others, which just I'm blanking on right now. But
Bois
Those were-
Mystérieux and Ancens Mythique are the best from that line.
yeah,
to
Ensemble
me.
Mythique I also got.
To
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
These two ones.
Probably some of Wasser's best work.
As you said.
What's the rose called? Rose.
Musk Noble?
No, Rose Baba. Rose Baba.
Barbar? Okay.
Yeah, that is quite interesting rose actually. Kind of hard to wrap your head around.
It's
And I
rose
really-
and vanilla with some green notes.
Vanilla.
Yeah. Well, the whole line
Mhm.
started out with vanilla, but I think I find Rose Barbar, the vanilla used is much different than the others. Rose Barbar is more of a colder fragrance, not quite
Yeah,
metallic-y, but
definitely.
the others were mostly, really warm bourbon vanilla, vanilla extract and incense. Rose Barbar was it was green, which was a big departure from the other
Yeah, exactly.
art and materials, but a nice one.
Yeah.
Slightly underrated,
problem-
I think, Rose Barbar.
Yeah, I think it's very underrated. The problem is I have the spray pump bottle, and it's really hard to get anything out of it. So I think I'm never really experiencing the whole the scent as it should be experienced, because I'm just have to stand there and pump for ages before anything.
And then
comes
you're
out.
never certain how much
It's
to
kinda
pump. Like
disappointing.
how much pumps of this is equivalent to 5 6, 7, 8 sprays from a regular bottle. It's hard to discern that. You almost need to test it out into a decanter or something, and then kind of make a decision of what you want to do.
There are so big differences between a scent depending on how much you put on. You can get such a different experience if you apply too much or too little.
Yeah, that's right. Does anyone else want to come on? There's the link. Margie, come on. I saw one of your videos yesterday.
Yeah, anybody.
And you have a very Guerlain-esque taste, which I liked.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's coming up. Yeah. I really need to try, number 5. I haven't tried yet. I like Coco. I like Mademoiselle. Then I tried because I really wanted to know the history of the Chanel quality, and it's those 2 ones are perfect. Coco Mademoiselle, Coco Noir. I like that smell, but I've skipped the number 5, maybe because everybody was talking about. I mean, the females.
Yeah.
Only bought it because it's Chanel. Yeah. But I wanted to
I think
buy.
It's called Jacob. On internet. He has. I think he made a review quite recently of. I think it was a vintage Chanel number 5, which is quite interesting to hear his take on it and how it connects to. Yeah, at least Cuir de Gauzy and probably another one he mentions that kind of starts from where Chanel number 5 from that kind of core. So in that sense, it's if you're interested in Chanel history,
I just want to blind
perfumery,
buy.
you should try.
Yeah, I just want to blind buy all those things. I'm getting back to the older things like you and Eugene and Rich, because it has a history. It has something to say. These things.
I personally don't see a connection with 5 and Cuir de Russie other than florals. They don't smell the same to me. I see it much more connected to number 22 and Bois de Zille. Very floral.
Because I don't have
vanilla and
that much
sandalwood
experience.
and Scentsy. Yeah. I find those 3 very closely connected.
Yeah,
and they were created at a very, all within a time frame close to each other. When was Cuir de Russie made?
27 pops up in my head, but that could be totally wrong.
Number 5 was 21, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It was 21. 1922 was number 22, and Bois de Zille was probably right around the same time as well.
But then again, it's hard to say because, I mean, Chanel has been probably quite close to its heritage when it comes to these perfumes, but of course it smells quite different today. So I mean, to compare them, you should have like the original versions, or at least close to them, to actually say whether it's close or not, because today it's not the same.
Yeah,
it's not bad or vastly different, but
it's different.
Not
it's
the
different.
Same.
Yeah. To me, what separates it, I think, is the greenness in Cuir de Russie, which I don't necessarily find in the others. Green and leathery.
No, because 22 and 25 has this very close connection with the florals. But the greenness, no, I can't really see that either.
Well, the florals, that's just the Chanelade. That's the aesthetic that keeps the brand together. It's those waxy, pastel-y, the florals. You're going to find those in all of the Chanels, even modern day, even
They have their own signature style. Yeah.
In Coco Noir, you know, that still has that rubbery, mushroomy, waxy, pastel-y thing going on that you find in Cuir de Russie in number 5. So that kind of runs through a lot of the women's fragrances in Chanel. They definitely have that connection. I see that.
Yeah, I don't have that much experience with 22, so I'm not really. I have the old cologne, eau de cologne, but I can't really say it's intact, so to speak. So, but they are very similar in many ways. The Chanel number 5 and the old 22.
Do you wear these women's Chanel out in public around people? And do you ever get any kind of feedback or criticism or?
Yeah, I do, but no, I rarely get any comments at all. The only one I actually got a comment, which I can remember now, is actually wearing Black Phantom at work, which I haven't been around much these last 1.5 years. So no.
What kind of feedback did you get with Black Phantom?
My boss came in and said, "Oh, it smells wonderful in here."
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And you work
so
as good. I suppose you work as a biologist or doctor or something like that. No, completely wrong.
No, it was actually what I was first thinking, and that I would venture into when I went to, what do you call it? Is it high school when you're between 16 and 19? But then when I went to university, it was the legal path. So, no.
Do you wear any modern designers?
If you mean by modern, you mean like
within the last 5 years?
Released. No, not really. No, they're more like.
And I don't wear them very often, but when I do, I don't find pleasure in them.
No,
I don't find them very interesting.
No,
and it's almost like I wish I can move on with my day and start it over again and not choose the same fragrance.
No, you end up in the kind of same place with a musky kind of woody base. I mean, it's nice, but it's boring. So, but then again, I mean, you can wear an expensive niche fragrance, which could probably end up there as well. So you don't. I mean, it's not a clear-cut case of bad or boring because it's designer or because you buy a niche. So, no. But I have some of the. I mean, the 2005, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11s, I think, are more interesting. So,
right.
But not the newest releases now.
I think that's something that a lot of the viewers on this channel stay away from. I mean, there might be a few, but here you're going to find it's mostly niche, designer exclusive. And I think with Rich coming here, he's brought a lot of vintage enthusiasts with him. So.
Yeah, buddy.
We have to shout out. Rich, we love you.
What's that?
Gucci Guilty Absolute. I could definitely wear.
I love it.
Yeah,
I absolutely
love it.
In fact, I might wear it tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm not its biggest fan.
What?
I'm not its biggest fan.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
I think it smells a little bit like Hortus Sanitatis. I might wear Hortus Sanitatis tomorrow.
I think Hortus Sanitatis is much better created. It uses better ingredients. It's more complex. It has much more development, and it actually makes sense to me. It's like reading a book, and it unfolds into this story. And Gucci Guilty Absolute to me is, I don't know. It's like I don't get the same result from it. I feel like there's kind of like I'm reading a book, but I'm starting at chapter 4, and then I go back to 2, and then I skip to 8, and it feels like a story that's all over the place.
I wasn't fan either. I've tried. It was too much.
Opus 11 from Amouage is a much more interesting version of that kind of what you call it, kind of
yeah, it is a little bit heavy, a little
theme.
bit, I think, overdosed on
the
chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
The chemicals stand out to me.
It was like, hospital, like you have that hospital bandage or something, like the gum.
Yeah.
That smell. Yeah, it reminded me.
Isn't it kind of an isolate of patchouli they've been using in a heavy dose in that perfume? Rich, are you with us, Rich?
Rich is doing an eBay transaction.
No, I'm not. Sorry, I'm actually unpacking some things. I'm going to meet my mate tomorrow, so we're going to smell some of the perfumes I got in that massive haul. Which perfume were you talking about? The huge patchouli?
He's unpackaging his latest haul.
No.
Rich Mitch, I love you.
We're talking about Gucci Guilty Absolute.
Oh, I don't get a big patchouli from it.
No, but isn't it a kind of an isolate of patchouli that they're using in a heavy dose in that one? Is that the thing?
I don't know. I don't know that, to be honest. I would take your word for it though, because you know what you're talking about. But what I get from that, right? What I get from that is it's like hospital floor. I've said that before, but what I get from it is, right, if you ever smell leather and vetiver paired in a perfume, invariably for me, I get a medicinal vibe. You know, like a clean vibe, like a very clean vibe. I get the same thing from Lone Star Memories. I get the same thing in Gucci Guilty Absolute, and the other one escapes us at the minute. But I definitely get that vibe, like leather and vetiver paired together comes across with that. Like it doesn't smell like cleaning product. It smells like cleaning product has been there in the past, but it's not there now. It's not like fresh cleaning product. It's not like you're not taking like a huge smell out of you're not like inhaling some like some cleaning product. It's like something has been cleaned. Does that make sense? It's got that sort of echo of cleanliness about it. And it's also got a smokiness about it as well. I really like.
It really is.
Yeah.
What's Eugene's
The Gucci Guilty.
The
Gucci Guilty.
But I think that the thing that maybe Eugene is finding in it is the fact
There's
that
like huge ISO like right at the top, and it's just doing this.
Yeah, punching to the face.
Yeah, but because of the isolate thing, because they don't use the whole patchouli.
Got you.
It kind of makes it a bit more flat. I mean, if they would have used patchouli, a nice version of patchouli, it would have been more interesting, probably.
Yeah.
Because you would get so much more.
It feels very, when you say it's like flat, it feels very close. It feels very sharp. It's got that, like what I would say, it's like sheer. It feels like it's tight, very taut, very like, it's got that like the sharp end of it, like the sharp point of like like where you get like kitchen knives and one half of it's like sharp and the other side's blunt. It feels like that. It feels like the sharp bit. I really like it. I really like what it does and how it does it.
You know what I like for designers, but I don't reach for very often?
What's
is
that?
Dreamer.
Yeah, Dreamer.
Mm,
Dreamer.
yeah, that is actually a very nice tobacco.
It
Is it
is.
tobacco
And I
leaf
think
or
it's one
tobacco?
of the nicer tobaccos without the sweetness. You know, they don't focus on sweet pipe tobacco. This is a raw, green, earthy tobacco, bitter.
Mhm.
Have you smelled Tobacco Reserve?
I don't even know what that is.
Tobacco
Aramis.
Reserve by Aramis. Tobacco Reserve by Aramis is
no,
just a green tobacco leaf. That's all
No,
it
I
smells
haven't.
like. It's really nice.
I have to try it. It's
This
not
is
sweet.
almost challenging. This is not easy to wear.
I sold it. I'm an idiot. Yeah, because it's good. Because now I can appreciate
got-
much more.
Again, it's got an aroma chemical thing happening, but underneath it's really lovely, and it starts with a floral accord.
Yeah, it has that 90s Gianni Versace vibe.
Like subtly, like rubbery and balsamic, incensey, floral.
Exactly. Is that the smell what today's perfumery don't make anymore?
They've really changed their course since back here.
Yeah, same feelings.
It has this contrast of clean versus bitter.
It's like when you said it is like similar contrast in Thierry Hermes EDP, like clashing oranges with vetiver.
Yeah, the opening of this is not easy to love. But
That's
it
where
does
the
settle
problem
down
was.
to something really lovely.
That's why I much more prefer Thierry Hermes EDP. What's there?
I like Dreamer, but it smells like the 90s.
Yeah,
I can see that.
It smells like. Yeah.
Yes,
It
and I
does.
agree with this. Synthetic at the top, but it has a nice floral ashtray dry down. It's
Have
got
to
both
buy it
tobacco
again.
and ashtray, like cigarette butt.
I'll buy it again probably. What you're searching for? Danny's searching for
I'm
something.
just going
Rich
through
is
the boxes,
unpackaging.
Are you doing a
kind of
live unboxing?
impossible to find stuff here.
Everybody's doing something different.
I've tried this and it's really good. George, earlier this year, 6 months, I can't remember. He sent me like a little sample of it and I thought it was really good.
Who? George Zaharoff?
Yeah, the tobacco.
Where's the George? He's not online.
What's that, Daniel?
That's the Unum Opus 1144.
Oh wow!
Solid packaging.
Dark juice.
Christ.
Yeah, these are the old packages.
Packaging.
It kind of
These are much
reminds me
better.
of the Narciso Rodriguez bottles.
They're really nice packages, actually.
I can see
this
that.
is-
I can see the Narciso
These are
Rodriguez.
much better than the today's one.
Yeah, you know the new ones
Sure.
from Unum. Yeah, this is the one that kind of have similarities to Shalimar. They're not, of course, the same, but they
Solid
share
color.
share quite a lot, and it's intensely sweet, citrus, bitter on the top, and it's more bubblegummy than a lot of people could stand, I guess. Speaking of bubblegum perfumes,
It's interesting how you went completely different direction with collecting of Amouages. It's like not the regular YouTuber line like Reflection and Jubilation 25, but you focused to the Opus and all the.
But
all
this
those.
is not, okay. Sorry, this is not Amouage.
This is not.
No, this is Unum. Sorry, do you see?
Who's the perfumer behind those? Do you know?
I think he's called Filippo something. Filippo Santorelli. I don't know, something like that. And he's quite special dude. Maybe someone in the chat knows better, but he's very artistic. Actually, he made the first Unum Loves, which he got really famous for, was a perfume that he took from how do you say it? He actually made the scent for the Pope, for the Pope's clothing, like this incense. I think I have to show you that one. I mean, yeah, I'll fetch it. So he made the scent for the Pope
because he's Italian.
Scent his clothes, and then he, I guess, figured out that he could sell this.
Was it Pope Perry? Sorry,
no, Pope Perry.
Come on, that
was a bad joke.
Right over my head.
So this is the
like
first
potpourri.
one.
Like
what was that? Potpourri.
That is like rose, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Rose leaves.
It's like the dried out rose and floral spicy things that people put on their tables.
Yeah. So this one you need to try if you like incense.
I love incense.
Yeah. So
that's all incense?
That's very much incense. Yeah. Very nice incense. It's
Is it dry?
Compared to, it's not as dry as Avignon, for example, but it's compared to Avignon, but their Avignon is much colder. This has, I think this has myrrh in it, so it turns sweeter and yes, more sweeter and kind of, in a sense, more woodier.
Is that an extrait?
That's an extrait. Yeah.
Avignon was too churchy
it's
to
fantastic. Me. Yeah, and this is probably then something you would like better.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it's quite a
dark that amber color.
That
so did they change that packaging? Because here it looks.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it's not
different.
dramatically changed, but I think they don't have these see-through bottles anymore, and the cap is about the same size, but I think it's kind of, I think they use stone or something that's supposed to look like stone. But then again, they have a lot of artistic caps that's like everything from really nice to like a totally impractical thing where there's like fluffy, like, I don't know, like a cotton thing, which I don't really understand how you even would get the cap off. So it's very artistic, but definitely worth checking out. At least you should try this one from the brand Unum Loves, because
released in 2014. So black pepper, cardamom, jasmine, Lemike, labdanum clove, coriander, opoponax, oak moss, palisander, rosewood, amber, and tonka. I mean, it sounds interesting.
It is. It's very nice.
Mike V is asking about, he's comparing Jubilation 25 and New York Intense, and I don't see that comparison at all.
Neither me.
Sorry, say that again.
Jubilation 25 and New York Intense.
It's Nikolai. No. It's completely. No. It's
No, I can't really see.
Oh,
Any
there's several
connection?
people agreeing with him. Oh, by
then again,
Fragrance du Bois. Okay, my mistake.
Ah,
I was
okay.
thinking Nikolai. I've not smelled that one. All right.
Yeah, one says, yeah, his name is Filippo Scorcinelli.
So you find that very churchy?
I mean, I don't have kind of a big relationship to church, so I mean, we're not Catholic in Sweden, so I mean, no, I can't make that comparison actually, but it's a really nice. No, I mean, I don't associate those things with churches. As incense is not church for me, but I can say it's a fantastic incense, woody incense, kind of sweeter than Avignon, for example. So no, I don't have that kind of relationship to incense at all.
Does anyone find Jubilation light? Like, a lot of the Amouage were very heavy, especially early on. I don't know what the recent ones were, but to me, Jubilation, and I have the vintage with the snap cap, and I find it very light and subtle compared to the earlier ones. Does anyone else get that?
Mine is not.
It's very soft.
I have the magnetic one, and it's not very strong at all. Actually, it's
right.
It's okay, but
it comes and goes. It doesn't disappear immediately. It comes and goes, but it's soft, and it's more like a second skin than bombastic, like Epic Man or Interlude.
I think that. I mean, it's almost like comparing it to speakers. You have the high, the mid, and the bass, and it's kind of like older perfumes kind of have the spectrum of the music. You can hear all the high, the mids, and the low. But when newer perfumes or reformulated perfumes kind of skip the mid all the time, you kind of go from the highs down to the base, and that's really sad and boring. So, and that's what happened to. I think that happened to Interlude actually also, because I feel that
it's just like constantly pumping.
Yeah, but it goes from an interesting top to kind of a very long base, which is nice, but it's also kind of.
Do you think
boring?
Part of that might be because they try to make them as loud as they were, and that takes away from possibly developing more? Like takes away from their complexity.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if they start to, cheapen the fragrance, which I mean, they tend to do, it's something has to go, and it's probably the mid, because that's where. I mean, that's in older day perfumes. That's where the magic was, I think, and probably more expensive to keep interesting mid. I mean, I'm not a perfumer, so I'm just.
Right, but from your experience, we're talking about.
Yeah.
Interlude has gotten me 2 compliments. Interlude's gotten me kicked out of the gym.
I can imagine.
Interlude is a lot of fans of Interlude, and I can see why. It's big, bold, interesting. I think it's kind of interesting. After a while, it starts to hum like the same hum over and over, and it becomes quite heavy. And there's a time where I enjoy it, but then I want to get rid of it. It's like wearing a heavy coat.
I don't have any Amouage, but my friend liked it, and the interlude was the most what he liked the most. I don't like Reflection. It completely reminds me Le Mal. More precise, more refined.
Interlude's like a huge incensey caramel amber.
Yeah. Now I mentioned the Reflection.
But it's also a bit scratchy, I think.
But yeah,
it gets scratchy in the base.
Yeah.
I have to stand here and load and charge my phone a little bit. Or maybe it's a sign that I need to go and do other stuff.
It's probably a good
My
sign for
battery's
all of us.
running out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
After 3.5 hours.
So
yeah.
thanks a lot for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Have you been like following the channel for a while?
Yeah, but I think it's under another. I don't know. I had to write in my name here, but it's not the one I use.
Okay. Well, thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing your vintages. They're actually a pleasure to see. It's
Thank you,
nice to
Dan.
see
Yeah,
those. You don't see them
is.
very often, so thanks for sharing those.
No problem.
Thanks, Dan.
Milos, thank you.
I thank you both.
From
I thank
the
you
Czech
all.
Republic, Daniel from Sweden, Rich Mitch from the UK. Are you still with us, Rich?
I'm still here. Hello.
Thank you to talk again.
Yeah,
It's
lovely.
all right.
It was nice spending a Sunday afternoon. I'm gonna go probably for a run right now before
Yeah.
I go to bed. I enjoy my evening runs and just spending
sure.
time outdoors. I hope you guys all have a good night, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.
For sure.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye, Eugene. Bye.
Cheers.
all.